Thank you. The way you had the stream set up last time was perfect for doing the recap.
Good.
All right, so I'll get at it. Let me share it so you can read along in your book. I'll put it in Discord. I think this time I made it so you can actually see it. Session 50 was last time, titled "Want to See My Rocks?" And then the subtitle is "You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave."
Nice.
The reference Matt made it.
The Eagles.
Eagles.
Right on. All right, so after discovering that the mysteriously delivered coffin was full of dead ravens and had Ragnar's name burned into it, the party checked it out for other magic, traps, or messages. After a thorough examination, they determined it was simply a wooden box full of dead birds. Thoradin even confirmed that they were actual ravens and not ghost phantom ravens, his words, by taking a bite out of one. Typical Barovia, typical Thoradin. Satisfied that there was no further threat, but unsure of what to make of it, they headed back into the old ruined mansion. They made their way back to the second floor, near where they had previously discovered the strange busts. Deckard found a bedroom with another empty fireplace. When he entered the room, the hearth made a peculiar hissing noise. As he approached, a small smoke dragon formed in the soot. Thoradin offered the miniature dragon some coins, but it ignored these and floated through the room towards the door. It mostly dodged everyone, but seemed briefly interested in an Order of the Silver Dragon hilt that Ragnar displayed. The group followed it up a staircase to the third floor of the mansion. Eventually, the dragon weaved through a bit of rubble before disappearing into a poof right before a large, ruined audience hall. Sitting in a throne on the far end was a silent, imposing figure gripping an elegant greatsword. Juniper, Alaric, and Deckard cautiously approached the motionless figure. Despite her small size, some debris rolled under the forest gnome's feet, making a bit of noise, and the Revenant raised its head. In a raspy voice, it simply commanded, "Go away." When Sparkle asked if he was Vladimir, the undead knight confirmed that, and also told them he was cursed and bound here for eternity. If they were to destroy the body he is in now, he would hunt them all down. He hates no creature more than Strahd von Zarovich, as Strahd's forces slew the great silver dragon Argynvost many years ago. He believes Strahd has already died once and must now suffer in an eternal prison of his own creation. Vladimir would stop anyone who would attempt to put an end to Strahd's torment. They asked about leaving these lands and helping the people. Lord Vladimir didn't have much information to offer, nor did he seem to care. But Vladimir suggested they speak to his captain, Sir Godfrey Gwillem, who was also in this very mansion. He didn't know what caused Berez to become a vile swamp or a Baba Lysaga. It was a peaceful village in his living years, and he hadn't visited it in centuries, but speculated that Strahd had corrupted much of the land. The Revenant Lord shared that he believed that his plight was to suffer here and was trapped himself. But as long as Strahd remained here, he was fulfilling his oath the best he could. Convinced they wouldn't learn more from Lord Vladimir, they looked for Sir Godfrey. They found another room to the north with large double doors. Ragnar knocked on the door and asked for the captain. Soon the door opened and they saw 5 more revenants seated around a large table. A well-dressed one who opened the door informed them he was Sir Godfrey Gwillem. Another one of them was the revenant that Ragnar had talked down in the chapel. Everyone showed the knights some proper respect, which they seemed to appreciate. Even Thoradin managed to hold in a fart. Godfrey invited them to gather around the table, and Alaric and the others noted that one of the knights was Peter, the revenant who some of the party encountered on their very first day in Barovia. Deckard excitedly stated, "Oh, hell, man, that's a rattlesnake in a fire pit. That's Peter." Peter vouched for the party and informed Godfrey that he had suggested they seek counsel with Vladimir. Sir Godfrey shared the following information. And I put this here as a sort of copy-paste from the dialogue. I'm not going to go read it all right now because it's too long, but you can kind of skim through it. And I'll give you sort of the key points. Centuries ago, Strahd drove his enemies into this valley. He didn't expect to encounter a silver dragon, but despite the dragon being real powerful, Strahd still was able to kill this Lord Argynvost. Lord Argynvost had come here because he knew of this place called the Amber Temple, and it had so much evil power that was being guarded by the forces of good. He wanted to make sure that it stayed guarded and no one got to it. So he built Argynvost Hold here to protect and guard and look over this temple, but was eventually slain by Strahd. And that Argynvost, after the dragon Argynvost was slain, Strahd had its corpse hacked to pieces and stripped to the bone and taken as a trophy. But these undead knights have no idea where the remains are now, and Argynvost Hold became this haunted mansion that it is. Gwillem believes that the Amber Temple contains some dark secrets about Strahd and the realm, but it's too dangerous to let anybody in there. So Ragnar inquired about the remains of Argynvost and suggested that the skull of Argynvost might have been possessed by the hag they encountered in the swamp. This seemed to be new information for Godfrey, and while this outraged the revenants, they showed a glimmer of hope that perhaps Argynvost could yet be put to rest properly somewhere here on the grounds. Spargo was intrigued by the Amber Temple, but Godfrey reinforced that Vladimir would not permit anyone to access that dark temple of evil power. Godfrey thought perhaps that putting the dragon's remains to proper rest would sway Vladimir on that. Juniper, compassionate about the story of Argynvost, recommended finding the skull and the mausoleum to properly inter the silver dragon's remains. Thoradin had enough of this dead-end conversation and left the room. Deckard followed. Once again, Deckard's sharp ears picked up on the sound of someone approaching the building. He ran to a nearby window and saw the same horse and cart roaring back up to the front doors. Without warning, as the rest of the group scrambled back down the complex, Juniper launched herself out a third-story window. She simultaneously transformed into a beautiful jet-black raven. She quickly flew down and discovered that a woman was now driving the wagon. This Vistani-looking lady was middle-aged, athletic, and seemed to be well-geared. As the raven flitted down to the wagon, the woman gave a nod and then kicked the dead body of a Vistani man out into the dirt. A rapier was sticking out of his back. Soon Deckard and Spargle emerged from the doors. Deckard noted that the dead man was the former driver of the wagon who dropped off the coffin earlier. Esmeralda de Avenir, a great monster hunter, introduced herself to the party. Juniper turned back into her human form to converse more appropriately with this newcomer, and of course she shared her rock collection. Esmeralda seemed genuinely interested. She told them that she is a monster hunter and then showed Juniper her mechanical prosthetic leg. She casually explained that a werewolf bit her original leg, so she had to cut it off. She said that she was looking for an old and hopefully quite alive man here in Argynvost Hold. She'd been tracking him for a long time, a Dr. Rudolf van Richten. Esmeralda believed that he was maybe traveling incognito and had recently occupied an old tower near Vallaki. She found evidence that he was interested in this place, so she traveled here and ran into this Vistani guy who she unfortunately had to kill in self-defense. Ragnar whispered to Spargle, "You think she's talking about Rictavio?" Spargle agreed that it added up. Juniper asked about borrowing her cart and horse, which Esmeralda was happy to offer. She'd just come into possession of the cart herself not more than a few moments earlier. Esmeralda then told them that her ultimate goal was to kill Strahd, and that's why she was looking for Van Richten. She believed he had found information or secured companions that would help them take out the Vampire Lord. He was interested in some secret order in Vallaki that opposed Strahd and tracked some newcomers to the realm that seemed virtuous and powerful. She also had reason to believe that Van Richten had been inside Castle Ravenloft and survived, so he must have some vital details about the place. Of course, the kill would be hers to claim. Strahd is her ultimate prize. She also heard that Van Richten had been traveling with a monkey. Can you believe that? Had been replaced by a monkey. Esmeralda told them about St. Andrew's Feast in Vallaki, where a bunch of vampire spawn spoiled a religious festival and killed many people. Lady Wachter lost control, the Mardikovs are in jail, and the guards have orders to shoot on sight any ravens in town. It sounds like Vallaki is in chaos. Getting late, Esmeralda offered to share camp with the party, so they set one up right outside of the ruined mansion. Perhaps to ease the tension, Deckard snuck away for a bit, and when he returned, he heaved a giant spider carcass into the center of the camp right in Thoradin's lap. The dwarf outright fainted as the group slept for the night, some of them giggling themselves to sleep.
Real funny.
What's your shirt say, Will? Sorry for...
So sorry for what I said while I was docking the boat.
Ah.
It's not D&D related.
Yeah. All right. So that was last session, and we'll take us right back to Argynvost Holt out front around a camp. I want to zoom in on that a little bit. Got your new friend Esmeralda there, I hope.
With the magic legs.
There she is. Looks good. Okay. All right. What do you guys want to do?
Thornton's passed out.
Oh, you all get a long rest if you didn't take one already. And you're muted, Punch. It's the morning, the 18th day you've been there in the morning.
I did not do long rest yet. Okay. I don't know. I agree with like some of the Juniper and Ragnar, what they were saying about maybe first things first here. There's some stuff on Fireside.
Yeah, I think Jennifer would probably push to put that skull to rest first, especially if we're, already in this area.
That probably makes the most sense, right?
We need as many allies as we can get.
Do we have any idea what happened to Irina?
I didn't hear you, Will.
Irina.
I heard him.
I heard.
I thought she got kidnapped, and then we all decided that, best of luck and well wishes to her, but,
Look, our quest log is very full. There's a lot of quests we need to do. People get kidnapped here. You kind of got to reevaluate and prioritize,
you can't negotiate with terrorists, right? So
quite strongly, you can't.
Vasily has her somewhere.
That's the tough thing is that we don't know where Vasily has her. Like we kind of looked around the town and realized there's no leads. That house was vacant. I mean, I don't know.
And it was definitely Vasily.
I think she was pretty into me, so.
I think she was pretty into me. We braided each other's hair. Did you? No.
I was a bit jealous of that, but I don't know how. The only thing I've ever braided is the mane of a horse. I don't really do women.
She was really interested in my long, luxurious mustache.
Oh.
That's a pretty picture.
I mean, we got lots of options.
What does Esmeralda have? She has a horse and a cart here.
Yeah, so she has a horse and a cart here. The one that the Vistani guy drove up. It's pretty decent looking.
Horse look healthy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, similar to the horses you guys have all seen. The Vistani have always seemed to have like good stock horses, except Dandy.
Dan, when we left off at the last session, did we give you any indication of what we were going to do? Because I know we tend to try to, if we give you any kind of preparation guidance, or did we not land on the same?
Whatever we're off. We're whatever you guys want to do now. I'll
so it doesn't matter.
I'll figure it out. Yeah, whatever you want to do, whatever you think you should be doing.
Find the dragon bones.
Ragnar's going to jump on the cart and say, "Let's go get that skull."
Oh, it's very early. Can't we eat breakfast first?
You can eat on the way.
What about second breakfast?
Esmeralda sees Ragnar going over there and says, well, and you guys have another horse here, right? The one...
I think we did, right? Didn't Will
Yeah.
have? Didn't Beckett have a
Will
horse?
had that, yeah, and you guys have had that sort of tied up to the statue or something like that.
Yeah,
so.
that's Snickers over there.
Snickers, right.
Knickers.
So Esmeralda says, "You're welcome to take my cart. I'm gonna keep looking for my old partner, my old master. Unless you need my help with something."
Well, why don't
I
you
would-
come along? I'm pretty sure we know where your master is.
You do?
Yeah, he's back in Valaki.
He
Oh,
was
shit.
keeping a room at the end.
Well, Valaki's a mess right now. I don't know if he would have
He's making toys over in Valaki.
making toys, huh?
Yeah, he's being real weird.
Big fat fella, right?
No,
No,
he's a skinny guy.
Not Blinsky.
We're not talking about Blinsky. Rictavio is the old dude who was checking in on the wolf steaks and the apple in the morning.
Mhm.
Oh, I thought he had a monkey or something.
Yeah, Blinsky has it now.
Yeah, he gave it to
All right.
Blinsky because they didn't want it in the inn or something.
Deckard, you're thinking of Zelensky, lad, the big boy.
Well, I know a guy then that might know
The
where
auto
he is, because he stole his monkey.
That's true.
Ah, oh, well, that's interesting.
Why don't you tag along with us and we'll, we got business back in Valaki at some point. We can head back there together.
Yeah,
So
we
you
don't want
don't-
to go back.
You guys have been through this place, right? Because I'll tell you, I was so I tracked him. I knew he was in Valaki, but he'd been. I saw some evidence of him staying in this tower. In fact, he had a bunch of notes and stuff.
Did we go
She
to
says-
the highest floor? Did we go to the
Uh,
third floor? I know.
yes, the third floor is where the where Vladimir and Godfrey were.
Okay.
Because you were on the second floor when you saw Little Smoke Dragon. He went up the stairs and you followed him up there.
Okay.
All right,
all right.
Crocus
I don't
is
know
on the
that-
second floor.
We
Crocus's
we did not
head was-
explore every room, but I find it pretty unlikely that Van Richten's hanging out with giant spiders and revenants and just chilling in one of those rooms.
Although he seems to be pretty resourceful. Supposedly he's been in the castle and we couldn't find him. We searched his room. So, yeah.
Hmm.
Did we check every room in this building?
We definitely didn't
No.
check every room.
No, we did not.
I mean, I'll do whatever the group wants to do, but I would be in support
We
of
probably should.
scouting the rest of it just to see if there's
Yeah,
anything we missed.
we probably
You want to
should.
scout the rest of the room or the rooms?
I would.
Alar?
That's my
Yeah,
vote.
I'm fine with that. Before we leave, if we're doing things in order of like proximity, you know what I mean? We're here. We could
Good with
check
that.
out the rest. Then, if you guys are up for it, maybe then we grab the skull. We're probably looking about if we did this, would be like maybe a day. Get the skull, bring it back. Half day there, right, Dan?
I think it was like by the road. I think you were walking too. So if you're, I don't know how many of you will fit in the horse and cart and the extra horse, but anyhow, it was about 3 or 4 hours there
Okay.
from the swamp to get here.
If,
By going
if we
split
were
on the
Too,
road.
That always works out well.
yeah,
We
that
could
was-
do that. I don't know if it's a good idea, but we could.
That's when people die.
We have a large group though. I'm very confident in our skills.
So,
Let's sweep this ruin.
okay.
We should be able to knock this out.
Okay. So you guys can go ahead and start kind of moving yourself around. back into the place or whatever. Or you know enough of it. I'm not going to make you go tile by tile. So if you just explain to me on the sort of map where you're going, we'll just zoom around pretty quickly.
Explore these hallways here.
That's the
So I
second
think-
floor, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I think it's
I see you there. Okay.
sorry. I think it's a good idea to search the rest of this, but Juniper would probably offer to her new friend to use her divination abilities with the wild gods to locate her old master or mentor or whatever she's calling him.
That could be helpful.
Mentor. That is that. Actually, she didn't call her mentor, but that's what I meant. I didn't mean master or partner. I meant mentor. So thank you. So your spell is divination, right?
Yes. And it is 4th level. So I have to put up some sort of offering. I think I've used this. I think once before.
Right. Yep.
You ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. The GM offers a truthful reply. The reply might be a short phrase, cryptic rhyme, or omen. And it doesn't take into account anything that, like circumstances that might change the outcome. So I think maybe the offering that Juniper would make is one of her favorite rocks.
Nice.
I don't know how she'd destroy it though. Maybe she'd zap it with lightning or something.
So this says it just takes one action. There's no it doesn't. It's not like a long ritual kind of spell, right? Like you can just cast it and you're done.
No, but like Theater of the Mind, I feel like she'd do some sort of little altar thing with some acorns and some leaves, and she'd go over and she'd, take a couple of minutes to divinate.
Yeah, no, I love all that, but I meant in terms of duration. It's not like you need like a long period of time to go through your ritual, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Doesn't look like it. If I cast it 2 or more times before finishing my next long rest, there's a cumulative 25% chance for each casting after the first.
Okay, I'm gonna say you need something more substantial than a rock, though.
Than a
'cause
rock?
it's got to be like something worth about 25 gold pieces.
About 25 gold pieces. Okay. So, Juniper reaches into the other pouch that she keeps at her side, and she removes one very small bean.
Oh, okay.
And she takes it and she places it on the altar.
One of your magic beans. Okay. So you're doing this over by the statue, or you're building an altar out of like sticks and naturey things?
I'm building my own little altar. I mean, if you don't have your own store bought is fine, but
No, I like it. So yeah. So describe the little altar that you're building, and you put your bean on it, and explain to everybody what you're doing, and then you can just ask the question out loud, and I'll chat you back the response you get.
Okay, so one more time, I just need the full name of the mentor.
She says, I don't know what you're doing here. It seems really cool, though, and I'm totally into this. His name is Dr. Rudolph Van Richten.
Dr. Rudolph Van Richten. So Juniper goes to her little altar and she reaches her hands out and she concentrates really hard and she asks her wild gods to please give her some indication of the location of Dr. Rudolph Van Richten.
Dude, this is awesome. You can do this.
Also, altar is mostly maple leaves. There's a few rocks. They're very, feng shuied out there, but there is a much larger rock at the top that she put the bean on.
Sparkle is fascinated by this. A different type of magic.
All right. Am I muted? I'm not muted. Okay. So you ask your question. The bean on top of the altar starts jumping around like a Mexican jumping bean and starts like vibrating a little bit. And at one point, it almost like stands up on end, like it's a whatever. And then it actually like kind of cracks open, like it's almost like it's starting to like sprout. But then it just like fizzles and just kind of breaks. It's no longer useful or magical, but you then you hear this howling wind in your head, and the wind starts to form words, and I sent you back the message of what you heard.
Okay, let's see.
You can paraphrase, you can read it out loud, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the reading in my head first, and then I'll read it out loud because she would definitely share that with her new friend. He walks through the mists, but we can see him in 2 or 3 days' time from now, in an old rickety tower in the middle of a small lake across a grassy causeway. He looks concerned and tired.
So you say that out loud?
She does say that out loud.
Okay, so as she calls herself, says her eyes get real wide and she goes, "I knew he'd return there. I knew it." You said when?
In 2 to 3 days' time from now.
Okay, well, I guess could be here, or maybe he's not. Maybe he's. Either way, I guess our best bet my best bet is to make sure I'm there when he returns. In the meantime, I'm happy to hang with you guys and help find your skulls or whatever you're looking for.
Do you know what rickety tower they were talking about?
Oh
Do you know
yes,
where that is?
yeah, I know exactly where it is. I've been there. In fact, I found that's where I found evidence that he'd been there before. And she reaches into her bag and she pulls out a couple pieces of written journal paper, and she hands them to you, Juniper. She says, "Yeah, this is his handwriting, and by his description, I'm certain this was from his journal. So I know he's been at this tower. It's miles at most from the west side of Balaki." And she hands you these. You don't have to. I mean, you guys can all kind of read that at your own leisure.
That's his journal.
Esmeralda says she found those like in the tower that Juniper's describing is how she kind of knew that Van Richten had been there.
Gotcha.
Juniper, did you
Juniper.
say the wild gods mentioned he was walking through the mists?
Juniper's brow furrows and she tries to remember the words that were just echoing in her head. Yeah, he walks through the mists. Sometimes the wild gods can be a little tricky about the way that they phrase things. That can maybe be a metaphor. Do you know what a metaphor is?
Sure do. Does anybody here know what that might mean? Has any of you encountered mists while you're in this dumb land?
Only
Only when we first got here, right?
all right.
Surrounded by a mist once when Strahd was nearby or something, and then
I feel like he might be near the castle. I feel like Van Richten might be messing around near the castle. I think we get this. I think we comb this place, get the skull, go free Irwin, and get to that tower in time.
Okay, one more thing, Juniper.
when do we
Yeah.
have bacon? Oh, sorry, babe.
I
All right,
Thing,
Amber, I'm sending you. Are you
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 okay,
good?
hon?
Yeah, when my Discord updated, it started doing the thing that Sparkle's Discord does. So sorry about
Oh no, it's spreading.
You got the Ponch Patch.
You got
That's awesome.
Yeah.
3.0.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's really a nice upgrade. It's a nice feature.
Okay, you guys then, as Juniper explains what she heard, suddenly you see it's like she ate too much ice cream and got like brain freeze as her face kind of like scrunches up and she bends her head back down. And Juniper, I sent you the next step.
And I think it would be cool to have her like RP that as like, you know, the Ghostbusters thing where the voice goes through her. So basically, her little eyes go back in her head, and out of her mouth comes a strange voice. Van Richten has returned, the old fool. He tries to hide from me, but I shall find him. He and I have much to discuss.
I like that too. I like that how you did that. And Esmeralda, when you do that, when you say that out loud and your eyes roll back, she kind of like scampers back and she goes and she almost goes for her rapier as she looks at you now a little bit more suspiciously and it's like, what is this? What is this trickery? Why are you saying this?
So Juniper kind of explains to her that, you know, she doesn't really understand what's going on right now. She just received a vision, and apparently the voice was not just in her head.
Ooh, she goes, well, it sounded like Strahd.
Yeah.
I'm concerned now, but in any event, it sounds like we have a few days before I need to be back to the tower to now, I guess, warn my old mentor, as well as hopefully enlist his help. What would you guys? Would you like me to? I could go to the tower now and just kind of wait there to make sure we don't miss him. I don't miss him, or if you want my help in getting this skull or checking out the rest of this place, I'm more than happy to lend my services. You guys have been extremely helpful, letting me know where he may be.
Bartle, is there a magical alarm you can set to let us know we have to head to the tower? Otherwise, can any of you keep track of this? I'm not good with
set a
that.
timer for 3 days.
Okay.
Okay, check it out.
Well, I mean, if there's a life imperiled at this moment, and we need to make sure that we're catching somebody, and there's a time constraint on it, maybe we should move that to our first priority.
Well, what are we going to go to
As
the
soon as
tower?
I map out this dungeon, we'll do that, okay?
Yeah, let's just map out the dungeon. Let's go get the dragon bones.
I gotta get
and then
my
we
map
should-
out achievement.
We should have plenty of time.
He needs to roll
Going
you
for
for
the
that one.
Yeah, I need to get my mount.
That's under one. Let's clear the castle.
All right.
I think we would tell Esmeralda to come with us.
Yeah,
Okay.
tell,
All right.
Sure,
She-
her, we want to get to the tower just as much
tell
as she
One-Legged
does.
Jack that she could follow us into the tower if she wants, and we'll sweep the tower.
Combine
Yeah.
forces.
If,
says,
if we're gonna do that, we might as well travel together, Esmeralda.
She says, I am all yours for the next 2 days. After that, I just, regardless of what you guys want to do, I'm gonna have to head back there. I can't afford to miss him.
Can I ask her a question?
Sure.
Esmeralda, have you ever used your leg as a weapon?
I've been known to kick a werewolf or two with my old trusted kicker.
Are you able to pop it off and wield it as some sort of one-handed weapon?
Ooh, she says, if I needed to, but I don't take it off generally. It's fastened on pretty good.
All right, good to know. Good to know.
Don't get any ideas there, little guy.
Esmeralda, have you ever heard of the Tavern Brawler?
I've known a few.
He's one of them. He's gonna try to get that leg.
I'll
Well,
get your leg one way or another, Esmeralda,
She says your sword looks pretty good there, though. Why don't you use that?
You should see what the other one does.
Oh.
Nice.
All right.
Ragnar
Well,
goes, calls
Man,
it
are
his
we-
short.
Short sword.
Short sword.
Really more of a dirk.
That's his offhand weapon, is Dirk.
Oh, you guys are fucked up.
Often in his hand.
Yeah.
He never doffs it.
What floor are we looking at on the roll 20 here? Is that the second or the third floor?
Well,
I'm
it
on
depends
two.
on what you're looking at. You should be like Adam was out in front of the.
I'm on the crocus
Oh.
floor.
You guys were out front
Oh.
around the fire.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on the
Right,
Blackwood floor.
Right.
Okay, I
No,
was looking
no,
at
we're-
above it, and it was because there's tiles there too. All right, I got it.
Yeah. Well.
I
Yeah.
got
Hold
you.
on a second. We're gonna ignore you guys. Nobody's there. Bye, Juniper.
Oh,
Yeah. Nobody's on the second floor. You guys are out front on the first floor. So
See you,
that.
crocus.
Okay. I think that's what we were starting to do, and then Juniper did all the stuff, which so we kind of like backtracked.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
I'm with you.
Playing with Pogs with Esmeralda.
All right.
Yep. Okay. So you want to head up to the second floor? Is that the game plan?
That was the plan, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just kind of. Let me see how I can do this.
Is it easier for the map work just to go first floor, second floor, third floor?
No. I'll just copy all your tokens as like a little group here, and then move and then set them kind of here, which would be like at the top of the second floor, and then you guys can start moving around.
I'm not trying to backtrack, but on the first floor there was that connecting room, or what it looks like, that we didn't go into. Was there a reason we didn't go in that room?
Go ahead and ping it for me.
There's these two doors here on the first
No.
I don't think there's a reason. I don't know if you're asking me or your group,
floor.
but
Well, if anybody remembers, because it was a while ago.
You-
I didn't
You
know
were
if it was
standing in front of it, and then we were at the other door when the spiders crashed through, and that's where we got just basically drawn.
That's right. Okay. All right.
oh no.
Oh, the punch patch.
Oh.
all right. Let me move you right here. And as you guys remember, these are this is a big place. These are 10-foot squares. That's why you guys have little tokens. So zoom in pretty good for me, so you can see what's going on. And then everybody move your own tokens, so I know exactly where you're at.
Do you want to get rid
At
of
any
these
point.
extra ones for Matt and I?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even see those there. Yep.
You don't want two of me.
Well,
That's a lot of thoughts.
Yep. Okay. And then this room, just as a reminder, I think I'm pinging this room here. Yep. That was the room where Deckard went into and saw the smoke dragon. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So I think where we
Oh,
were trying to end up, we were trying to go over here, right? Was the idea,
Fireplace.
right?
Yeah. Let's go
'Cause
there.
Yeah.
oh, there's a door right down here too. Okay.
Which room
Okay.
was Godfrey in?
The next floor up.
Third floor, yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that
Now
was-
I'm with you.
Yeah.
So I'll actually show you that. This was my notes, but I can change this to here. That line that I just showed you is where the smoke dragon went.
Oh,
Up
and then we
those
followed it up.
staircase.
Okay.
That's where he went, and we followed up the staircase.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys are up there. Let me show you what you see here is just a. I gotta read this shit too. Hold on a second. On my
Big water.
notes.
A big boy.
This is just a hallway, but let's see. Q25. Sorry. This T-shaped hallway has branches to the west, east and south. The south is the way you came. 3 arched windows in the north look over the foggy grounds. Oh, so I'll assume that you can look. You're looking out, and you can see. Well, there's nothing to see. I don't know why I'm unfogging this. Bunch of dirt. But you can see out you can see out the windows here, and it leads out to the other side of the building, the complex. Okay, stop there. Is everybody in where they want to be?
I don't know. That sounds ominous.
Yeah, right.
I don't like it.
The doors are shut, though, right?
On the west and the east and west wall
Yeah.
doors? Yep. And then you guys are going over to the west door here?
Yeah, and I actually say to the group as we walk up to it, I sense some evil behind this door, lads and lasses. So I pull out my sword, and I kick the door down.
And as Thoradin's saying that, I'm looking at him like, why is he saying that? Because I didn't get that feeling.
So you rush up to that door, you say that, and you kick the door, and it's solid. So it does not open at all. In fact, it seems like it's sort of locked or something. But Deckard and Juniper, you notice right here, just almost like the air in that open space of the hallway you all just walked through, just materializes into a completely solid stone wall.
Oh, fuck.
And then you guys hear a bunch of like clanking and sort of like bone rattling noises from both the east and the west, as Thoradin, the door that you kicked forward, suddenly blasts open towards you, and inside you see let's see.
Boy.
Ah, shit. I hate this.
David Hasselhoff.
This was a good idea, I think.
Wow.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
What are they?
It looked like Grinvenians.
Brent.
Well, I mean, everything else was friendly in here, right?
Yeah.
Kinda?
Oh, Phantom Warriors.
Oh.
Great.
Those guys should see a chiropractor.
Yeah. Yeah, they should, homie.
He's all fucked up.
Yeah, so that's what you see. And there's a whole bunch of them.
We come in peace, lads. We want no problems. We are bound by the light to wish you peace and love. And many years of love and happiness. Champion.
Are both doors open, by the way, or just the one he kicked?
Yeah, both doors open. And these things start scrambling out, and they look mad, and they're drawing swords, and they're just like in Jason and the Argonauts style. They're just all kind of scrambling towards you with swords drawn and beating on their shields, and just look mad and ready to fight. So I need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh, real quick. Did Esmeralda join us, or she's on the other side?
She's on the other side.
Ah, come on. Let's
Oh,
do that
no.
like in action. Come on.
I got an AFK for like 2 minutes while you figure out turn order and stuff.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
You know she's got a cannon in that leg. You know she's got a secret gun in there. You know it. $15, baby.
I'm gonna fill up my water too. I can hear.
Me as well. Oh.
All right, Ragnar, you're up first.
I want to get up, but I don't want to disturb this guy.
Oh,
Will, that's it. For the rest of your life, you have to stay there now. That's it.
Until he decides to leave. This
What's
is your
that?
life now. Until he decides to leave, that's it.
Until he gets up, it's the rest of your life now. Might as well call out of work tomorrow.
All right, hold on.
I should call out of work tomorrow.
You're right there.
Oh, so Ponch and Sal, your cameras switched positions on my screen. So I thought like Ponch sat down in Sal's fucking room, and I thought Sal. It's like, what the fuck?
Magic. Yeah, why did it switch around? Suddenly mine did too.
I think because Dan turned his camera off, and once somebody turns a camera off in Discord goes with everybody's cameras.
What's that? What was that guy in Battle for Azeroth, the turtle, when he would do the shell game?
Oh, the shell game. Yeah, I love the shell game.
What does he say? What was that turtle's name that traveled the world?
Low?
Oh, traveled the world looking for treasures.
I didn't like many things, but I loved the Tortolan. I thought they were amazing.
Yeah, they were cool.
If there was an alliance race of Tortolans, I would play them.
I would hope they'd have pretty high constitution.
Are you guys playing Burning Crusade?
No. I haven't played WoW since I played Classic for 2 weeks in March, and before that I haven't played since November.
Yeah. Kind of crazy. Apparently Shadowlands is having some trouble.
Oh, yeah, they haven't had a patch yet. There's no 11 point or 10, 8, 9.1, whatever the fuck patch they're on. There's no 0.1. The game's been out 7 months and there's not a 0.1 patch. It's crazy.
So Dan, you said that these are 10-foot squares?
Yep, they're 10-foot squares.
Okay.
Oh, let me put my aura on.
So what I want to do is I want to get as far to the other side because there's no melee types over there, and I don't want the little people to get overrun.
Right.
So could I get like there?
Let's see, that was 10, 20, 30. Sure, yep. Well, what's your move? 30, right?
It's 25, but I wasn't sure with like the people, like if that counts as.
No, you're good. You're good.
So I just kind of want to go here and. Actually, you know what? I think I can use. Can do that thing to do the extra move. It's been a while. I don't remember. What's the thing where I can like double move?
Dash.
You can just dash and do your movement twice and use that as your action.
Okay, then I'm gonna do that, and I just want to get like right there, if that's cool. And the only other thing I want to do is I have those swords, the silver dragon swords, and I want to kind of like just pull it out, kind of like this, and just hold it up to these characters and be like, "We come in peace. We come in peace. We're working with Vladimir."
Oh, Sally, we're fighting. It's too late.
But I have to.
Sometimes
They
we
have to
talk
know that I
about it.
tried. They have to know that I tried.
I understand.
So I wave it to the nearest one. I don't know if he has any brain cells left.
He doesn't even seem to be looking, even focus on what you're showing him. his eyes glowing. He's got these little beady, like glowing. He looks more robotic and animated than intelligent in a way. You know what I mean? He seems to be just driven by instinct.
He's going down.
Is the turn order up or is my screen fucked up?
Oh, you know what? You guys can't see the turn order in that I have going on in shit. Because I'm using the encounter thing. How do I do that?
Oh, I love the encounter builder on D&D Beyond. I love that.
Yeah. I'll try to load it up as we go here so you guys can see it, but just to keep things moving along. So Sal, I'll say that was your interaction, not necessarily your action, so you can still do something.
So that was my hit. I can't reach any of them to attack them though, right? I already used all my movement.
Not with like a melee weapon, probably, no.
I'm gonna just stick here because I wanna be a bottleneck in the door. So
All
that's
right,
gonna
you know
be
what? I'll just add the turn order as I go here to not slow things down. All right, so this guy here, he comes running towards you as you're showing that thing, and he kind of completely ignores it and runs to the doorway, and swings twice with his
What's he got?
longsword. It looks like a sort of spectral longsword. It's made out of, the same sort of incorporeal material that he is. It's not a physical weapon. Are you guys seeing these dice rolls?
Yep.
All right, fuck it, I don't care. So he hits you with his second one, which does 6 points of force damage.
Force damage?
Mm-hmm. So it's
Okay.
not slashing or piercing. It's actually force damage. But
Are you actually rolling through the encounter builder, Dan?
yeah, I am.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, he showed me that for Owlbear Run, and I'm going to be utilizing that quite a bit.
That's
Okay,
cool.
I took the 6 points away.
Okay. And that's all he does. Juniper, it's your turn.
Okay. Let's see. Just want to measure something really quick.
Matt, you're in trouble.
Nobody wants to hear that.
Don't worry, it'll be over quickly. Nobody wants to hear that.
Okay, so
Never good when they bring out a tape.
right kind of in the middle of where all three of those are. Right in, and everybody that's kind of around the door can kind of see dirt and dust from the floor start to swirl around a little bit.
Don't
And
tell
then
me what I
start-
can see. You can't. Don't tell me that.
All right.
Just saying.
Well, I cast Dust Devil.
By which door?
I cast it in the middle of the room. I can
Oh, in the middle of
cast
the room.
it. Yeah. 60 feet.
What did
All
you
right.
cast?
Dust
Jennifer?
Devil.
Oh, nice.
Second level.
All right. And so that's a concentration spell, so you'll have to remember that. Let me see what I got here.
So they have to make a Strength 14 save. On a failed save, and it's on the end of its turn if it ends within 5 feet of the Dust Devil. If it fails, the creature takes 1d8 bludgeoning damage and is pushed 10 feet away. On a successful save, the creature takes half the damage and is not pushed. As a bonus action, you can move the Dust Devil up to 30 feet in any direction.
Okay. Did I put it where you want it? Do you see it right next to Deckard there?
Oh, no, I was trying to summon it in, like, the center of the room.
Of their room.
Yeah.
Or the room that I got you. Thanks for
Yeah.
pointing that out. Okay, so 60-foot range. Let me see. Can you do that measurement again? Is
Yeah.
that within? Yeah, it's plenty. Okay, that's 60 feet. And then it's a 5-foot radius, a 5-foot cube. So you'll only really be able to hit one of them at the moment.
Yeah, then that one's good.
That one's good. Okay.
Mhm.
Or do you want to kind of place it more where their pathing might be? So you hit this guy, and then if
That's
the others
probably the
move
smarter idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
And keep it
All right.
closer to the door.
Yep, that sounds good. Can you tell me again what they have to do, so I don't have
Yeah.
to read?
So it's whenever they end their turn, they have to make a strength 14 save. And if they don't make it, I roll 1d8 bludgeoning damage, or you roll 1d8 bludgeoning damage, and then they get pushed 10 feet away. If they fail. If they pass the save, then they aren't pushed away, and they take half as much damage.
Sweet.
So that's
Okay.
gonna be like a crowd control type of spell too.
Hopefully.
Cool.
All right, and on that note, it is that one's turn. So let me change this to that. Okay, and so he. Okay, but he's going to move out of that, though. So that'll kind of fuck that up, I think. Well, he'll still be within 5 feet. So, okay. So he moves over. That one rushes the door, kind of like sees this like cloud form around him, and he just kind of brushes past it for the moment, and then runs up to Thoradin and swings at him.
Rude.
Twice.
Rude.
That's a miss. This is a 17 hit?
Nope.
Okay, so he comes running up and he swings this spectral longsword at you twice. Do you have your shield equipped, or you?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so the first one he just misses wildly as he's kind of still running towards you, but the second one comes down and bounces right off of your shield. Spargle, it's your turn. Oh, I'm
So-
sorry. And no, wait, sorry. So my goldfish memory here. So he finished his turn by that dust devil. Strength savings throw, right?
He has to pass 14.
He failed.
Okay, and I'll do the roll for the damage. It'll be bludgeoning. It's a 5. And then he gets pushed 10 feet away.
How does that
Okay.
get determined?
So I would say he gets pushed in the direction that, you know what I mean, the logical direction that the dust devil is. So it pushes him into the hallway. Okay. Right into like Thoradin and Alaric sort of range.
So is that an attack of opportunity for Thoradin?
No, because he's not moving out of his attack range. That's when you trigger a
I see.
attack of opportunity. That's when that happens.
Great catch though, Adam. Good stuff.
I think
You
it's
do
cheating,
notice-
but it's fine.
Right.
You notice the damage doesn't seem to be super effective against him, and almost seems like because his body's partially incorporeal, that it doesn't fully impact him. But it does seem to push him and kind of rattle his bones a little bit. And then Spargle, it's your turn.
Okay. So Spargo glances at that room, sees a dust devil throwing the thing around. Glances at this room, sees some of these other guys in there, and he does some motions. He looks at the area right before Ragnar here, that like doorway. And he mutters some stuff, and you hear him say "tough thing," and the walls like on either side of that door. The stone just comes across and seals that door. And
Wow.
you stone shape, Dan.
All right, so use stone shape on the door by... I'm sorry,
To
Thoradin or
separate
Ragnar?
Ragnar from that guy and seal those 4 in there.
All right, let me see what's going on here. So you used stone
Stone
shape So you have to touch it says a touch. So you actually have to get there.
Okay.
You have to be able to get there and touch it, which is maybe out of your range.
Let's see here. Oh shit. Let me see here. These are 10-foot squares.
They are 10-foot squares,
Yeah.
which also mean so the doorway is going to be also maybe a little bit. No, the doorway would probably be less than 5 feet across, probably about 4 feet across. So you could do it if you could get there.
Oops, didn't mean to do that. I could do it.
If you can, yes, the space is small enough that you could do the stone shaping, but you have to touch it. I think the spell is you have to touch what you're doing, what you're stone shaping.
Well, shit. Let's see here. And
Gee,
I don't think my expeditious repeat. Like, if I use a bonus action spell, I can't cast a spell. Correct?
Say that again.
I can't use a bonus action spell and then use an action as a spell. Correct? Or can you?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
You don't have like Misty Step or anything, do you?
Same thing though. It would, you know, I mean, I could Misty Step, but then I couldn't cast the spell.
Oh, right, because that counts as like your action.
it's your flight coming back from Chicago.
Maybe Alara could just throw you.
Hey,
Yeah, Thornton, why don't you throw me? Okay, so I guess I'll just. If this one wasn't on this side, I'd seal those 3 in with the Dust Devil, but okay, so I can only move. Let's see.
Sorry, hold on, I was wrong. Yes, you can cast more than one spell. The only specific restriction is that if you cast a spell as a bonus action, you can't cast a non-cantrip spell during your turn. Okay, so you can cast a spell as a bonus action and then a cantrip as your action or reaction.
Okay.
So that's the one case where you can do a bonus action and an action spell in the same turn, but it has to be a cantrip.
Okay. Then I'm just going to. All right, so I can get from here to wait. Let me see that distance again. Sorry, I don't mean to make this complicated, guys.
No, that's cool.
So I can only move 25 feet. So I can. Is that like this? I guess like right there. Is that right about where I can move?
Well, you can use your bonus action to dash.
Bonus action to dash, or my? I'd have to use my full action.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you'd have to use your action to dash.
Yeah, I'm gonna run up here for this turn, and I'll launch a firebolt at that guy right in front of Ragnar.
Okay.
And then I'll try to, on my next turn, see if we can block him in there that way. So
All right.
try to line it up to my next move.
Cool.
So,
Thornton, you're on deck.
awesome.
17.
A 17 to hit.
Yeah.
That hits.
Uh, 10 damage.
10 damage. All right. Cool. All right. He the flames kind of like envelop the this phantom warrior as he kind of like throws his arms up as he's kind of burning a little bit, and he looks past Ragnar towards you. Anything else?
No, that'll do it.
Okay, Thornton, your turn.
Yeah, so the one right in front of me, I'm going to attack. I look at it and I say, "You stinking undead filth! You don't mess with a dwarf of the light, nonetheless." So I pull out Talon, and it's just glowing. The bond between this weapon and myself has just grown exponentially, almost as if the blade itself is alive and reacting to the very lifeblood of the dwarf. But we don't know. Just an idea. So I pull it out. I attack. I mean, I try. So I slash away with a 12.
12 does not hit.
Oh, well. Fiddlesticks. All right. I get to attack again. That's a 23.
That's a hit.
That's a fucking hit. All right, so it's being used as a one-handed weapon right now, so it'll be slightly less damage. But I'm also going to use Divine Smite. So that's the regular damage right there. 6, and then my Divine Smite damage will be because he's undead. It'll be 3d8 in addition to
Jesus.
the regular damage. Yeah, it's an
Holy
extra
shit.
d8 because he's undead, and then it's
Yeah,
2d8. So it'll be 3d8, which I'm trying to see where it is in my Roll20 so I could just click it, but I might have to do it manually.
Okay. Should be in there somewhere, but whatever.
I know, that's what I'm looking for. Because it's not really a spell, it's like an... it's... Yeah, alright, it's okay. So I'll do 3d8.
All right, so 20 damage
Total, yep.
total damage. Okay, and I was wrong about that. That the dust elemental thing did full damage to that one earlier. So this one, as you so it got blasted into the hallway by this dust devil thing. And then you bring down Talon, and the sword itself digs deep in, and you feel it sort of, catch a lot of substance, right? Even though this thing's like sort of barely material. If you feel it sort of dragging through, and as it's like halfway through its body, that divine smite sort of glows and bursts from right in the center of its chest as it just explodes into nothingness.
Hell yeah.
Nice hit.
Wow.
A fine hit.
And it looks like I looked at your sheet that you didn't take your long rest because it still had some things checked off that
No,
you
but I
had used.
No. Okay, something screwed up because I hit the button and hit the confirm, and like all my stuff reset. And then just a minute ago, I went in here and I was like, half my shit's checked off, and I'm missing hit points.
Oh, really?
So maybe
Mine
something
looks
got
good.
screwed up. So I just took another long rest and it reset it all again.
Okay, yeah, maybe you guys should all check that because you guys should all be full on everything.
Yeah,
at
it was
this
really
point.
weird. I don't know
All
why.
my slots are open. All my slots are open. I have full health.
Oh, or maybe it's what I'm seeing here. So, okay.
Oh, mine was screwed up.
You hate to see it.
All right, so this guy over here, he comes running towards the door.
He should reconsider. He should probably reconsider that.
He comes running over, doesn't seem to care at all that his buddy just got disintegrated, and he runs forward and slashes at you twice.
Yeah, well, good luck, pal. Good luck with your undead self. Good luck.
So he swings the first swing,
Yeah.
and his body, like, he misses so wildly that his body like sort of shimmers out of the material plane for a brief moment as he sinks halfway into the ground.
Okay, kind of like Mo Vaughn. Got it.
And then he rematerializes with his body halfway up out of the ground, and he is unable to take his second swing.
Wow. Good job, Cecil Fielder. Good job.
He's all fucked up.
Yeah, get him now. Get him.
see. All right. And then this. Oh, and then he is also within the. You know what? I'm just going to remove this guy because they kind of disintegrate. He gets pushed also, Juniper, by the elemental dust thing that you created. So
Did
what is he
fail
at?
his save?
Let me see.
Well, he has to make a strength 14 save.
He missed. He failed.
Okay, so he'll get pushed 10 feet, and he'll also take my D8 damage. Give me just 1 second to pull that up.
Okay, so first of all, he gets pushed in the exact same spot where Thoradin just disintegrated the last guy, like right back into the fuck zone.
Bring him on.
So
Right back in the fuck zone.
Deckard, you're on deck.
I gotta make a sign for that.
Back in the
Ben
fuck
loves
zone.
your shirt, Matt, by the way. I told him I'd tell you.
Oh, yeah. That's... Once
He
a night of
loved
Hylia, always a night of Hylia.
All right, so that was 3 damage,
Mm-hmm.
bludgeoning.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, Deckard, your turn.
All right. This guy's dead, isn't he? Or is there a new one on top of him?
There's a new one. That guy was
Got it.
running forward, and he got pushed by that dust devil right into the hallway, right where the last one died.
All right. And just so I remember, has anybody hit one of these guys with like just a normal sword yet?
Yeah, it didn't go well.
Wait, who did?
Didn't Thorda do that?
Well, he had.
Oh yeah, I'm an idiot.
My first initial hit, I mean, is regular slashing damage, but then Divine Smite gets added on top of that. I don't know if that makes the regular attack radiant damage as well. I don't know how that works on the
Well,
technicality.
talent itself is magical damage, I guess. Is
Okay,
the point.
well, there you go.
All right. Well, I guess I'll take a. Deckard in this cramped hallway just draws his hand crossbow and fires at the one in front of Thoradin.
Okay, go ahead and roll your attack.
Roll that. Uh, 12.
12. It bounces off of his spectral armor.
So he
What?
fires again.
There you go. That's
21.
There we go.
All right,
There we
that time it sinks in, and you see it kind of go halfway through. His body's like transparent-ish, translucent, but you see it stick into him. And-
So he takes 10 damage. And then
Okay.
with my crossbow expert feat, Deckard takes a couple steps forward here to within 10 feet of him. Am I within 10 feet right here?
Yeah.
And pulls out his whip, Indiana Jones style,
I haven't seen the whip.
You're in
and
for a good time.
This is what I pay to see.
Yep.
That hits. It's a good hit.
This is when shit gets NC-17.
Yeah.
6 damage.
What type of damage is that?
It's
Sexy damage.
Sexual
That's what
damage.
that is. Sexy
Yes.
damage.
Erotic
Erotic.
damage.
Slashing,
Slashing?
slashing, Dan.
Okay. But all that's non-magical, right?
Yes.
Okay. You notice that they seem to damage these spectral warriors, but because they're not completely physical in form, that they're probably doing about half the damage you'd expect against a normal human.
Ooh.
Got it.
Alaric, it's your turn.
Okay, so if I the one up in front of Ragnar here, that's the one that Spargle fired the thing at, right?
That
Yes.
one.
Yeah, that one burned and singed and looks a little messed up.
But this one here is also maimed, correct?
That one is the one that Deckard hit a few
He's, like,
times
almost
now.
killed himself by whiffing.
Right.
Um,
That's the one that kind of sunk into the ground and then got pushed into the hallway and then
Above
got
one.
shot.
Yeah. above
Yep.
one.
Yep.
All right. Well, then I'm not even gonna move to start. I'm just gonna attack the one in front of me. I'm gonna start with just letting out a battle shout. So I'm gonna do my rage, and that is a D8. Because I can't just click that anywhere, right?
Not sure.
I don't think I.
Knicks are down by 16 with like 5 minutes left.
I don't think I can do that. So I think I just roll the D8.
Da-da-da-da-da.
It's everyone.
Oh, 19 points now.
So roll the 4. Oh. It's interesting.
Oh, what's that one? You can describe it however you want. I don't have the thing
So-
in front of me, so you're gonna have to narrate it.
Okay, so Alaric has drawn his spear, lets out his battle cry, and as he does that, you can kind of see like almost like an electrical glow come from his spear. For any of you like Warcraft nerds, it would look like a mongoose enchant. That's how I see it.
Oh, that's sexy.
Yeah.
That's sexy. I like it.
So you have all the information on that, Dan, or you want me to just keep track?
No, or you're gonna have to read it because I don't have that open right
Says
now.
magic infuses the weapon until your rage ends. The weapon's damage changes to force, and it gains the
Oh,
light
nice.
and thrown properties with a normal range of 20 feet and a long range of 60 feet. So basically, it's just force damage now instead of whatever piercing or bludgeoning or whatever it normally is.
Cool. That's handy.
And then, should have been paying closer attention to the rolls. But I'm just going to, I'm just going to attack. Take my first swing at him. I'm not going to do anything fancy. So 16 to hit?
That is a hit.
Okay. Oops. I might have rolled the wrong one there. 14 damage. Force damage.
14 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you hit this one, and he same thing as when Thornton's talon went through him. It kind of does that same just like burst of light as it just dissipates into nothingness, and it is gone.
Cool.
Oh, good job, Witelgi. I like it.
So I did my bonus action and my action.
That guy got fucked up. He got all like ping ponged around between the dust thing and whiffing his shot and getting shot with a bunch of crossbows.
Imagine being dead, and then that's how you die again. That's gotta suck.
So I'm
Just
gonna
got ragdolled.
I haven't moved, but I've done all that I can do. So I'm gonna actually move up, kind of right up next to Ragnar, and just kind of
Okay.
have weapon drawn and end my turn there.
Cool. Can you get that far?
Yes.
40 feet?
Yeah,
Are you
40 feet,
angry? Is
okay.
he angry still? Is Alaric mad? Is he?
Yeah. As long as you kept attacking, right? Is that right?
Yeah, as long as I attack on a turn.
That's sanity bar, right? You got to keep the
Gotta
sanity
keep
bar.
the sanity bar.
Right.
And
All right.
that's it.
Cool. Okay. So this guy comes running over towards the door and swings twice at Ragnar.
Oh boy.
A 13
13.
misses. A 21 hits.
Oh, that's a hit.
4 force damage to Ragnar.
That's not so bad, Sally.
All right, my mouse froze, so I'll add that in a second.
And then this one here comes running over to Thoradin and swings twice.
Thoradin.
Yes, sir.
Got a
First
long way to-
one misses. They both miss. So they come. He runs over and they just bounce right off your shield.
So I laugh right in his face and then I spit on him.
Oops, I did that out of order. Okay, and it's your turn. So you laugh, you spit at him. He's teeth are gnashing at you. He's angry. Oh, I'm sorry. He runs by the dust thing, and he has to make his strength check. But he passed, so he does
Okay.
not get pushed.
He doesn't get pushed, but I'll take half damage. Give me just one moment.
Wait, when's Juniper's turn? When does she go again?
We're coming back around. I have the turn order should be complete now.
Okay.
I kind of added everybody.
All right. So if I'm up,
It might
So
be.
7, so 3 damage.
It might be out of order though.
Is it?
Well, I don't know about everybody else, but Thoradin.
Wait, hold on. No, it's Ragnar now. Wait, it's Ragnar. Then yeah, no, wait.
Yeah, it's Ragnar
Thoradin's
and the
after
king.
Spargle. Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, this is right.
Yeah, I
No,
saw
it's-
Thoradin at the top.
Right. I got it. Ragnar. Then. Right. Okay. It should be good after this then. I'm maintaining this in 2 different spots. So, okay, Ragnar, it's your turn.
Okay, so it feels like a long time ago, but Spargle shot some fire at these guys. Is there any fire around? Is he still burning? Is there any fire for me to access?
No, it kind of went out.
Okay. Wanted to try to leverage that. Okay. Which one is the one that we've been attacking?
The one right in front of you.
The one right in
This
front of
one.
me?
Yep.
Okay. All right, I'm going to take a swing at that guy.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
That's a
Nice.
natural 20.
Oh, yeah. I think that's a
So
critical.
yeah. If you roll on your sheet and you get a critical, it'll add the damage automatically. But since you did the manual roll, go ahead and roll your attack and then add your base damage in, which is another D8. So do your D8 plus 7 and then another D8. Because you're one-handing this, right, with your shield equipped?
Yeah. One-handed.
Okay.
All right, so there's D8 plus 7 plus another D8.
Oop.
So,
So you're
16.
all right. So you swing at this thing with Shatter Spike, and you hit it so squarely. You kind of you're holding your shield up, and you bring it down through its sort of clavicle, through its whole rib cage, and you feel Shatter Spike go all the way through. And as it comes through the other side, and this thing is literally in 2 pieces, the 2 pieces just disintegrate into nothingness right in front of you, as it also dies.
So as that's happening, can I just, as I see that dissipating, can I just go like this?
It blowing at it.
And just blow, just kind of, just blow it away?
Yep. And you still get your extra attack against the other one who's still in your reach if you want.
Oh, I'm going to take it. Oh, wrong button. Fat.
But like I was saying on your sheet, if you click on under your actions tab, if you click on the hit DC where it says +8,
Oh, yeah.
it'll roll it with your
So dumb. Okay. So do you want me to just use that? That's a miss.
That's fine. No, that's fine. Ignore that one and roll
All right.
roll it on the sheet.
All right, thank you.
There you go. That's the right way to do it. 13. That's a miss anyhow. All right. No harm, no foul. Is there anything else you can do? Take your 2 attacks. Any bonus actions or anything?
Do I want to do anything else? No, I'm gonna stay
Okay.
right here.
I gotta run for a minute. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone, but I should be back before my turn.
If not, I'll put you on auto attack. How about that?
I'll be back.
All right. So Juniper, it's your turn, but you faintly hear a banging, like a pounding on the stone wall. It's a thick stone wall that formed right behind you. You're standing like up against it. Your back's up against it, and you hear what you assume is Esmeralda saying, "Guys, someone's coming."
So Juniper's gonna shout back that there are ghosts in here. And I think that she would probably kind of reach into the pouch at her side and grab one of her magic stones and aim it towards the ghost closest to Thoradin.
Okay.
And
That's a
natural
miss.
1.
Yeah, that it actually goes flying out the window and kind of knocks Deckard's hat off of his head.
Oh,
He's standing
shit.
by the window. What in the Sam hell?
Things are getting spooky. Hats are flying off.
What? Knock my hat off.
Here, guys.
I don't even know.
What else do you want to do there?
So I'm going to take my Dust Devil, and I'm going to move him 30 feet. And I'm actually going to move him towards the, what is it called? Not a Revenant.
Phantom Warrior.
Yeah, the Phantom Warrior. That's closest to the door. And then probably into the hallway to get towards the other side. So, everybody hold on to anything loose.
All right, yeah. So to clarify, this doesn't, this will affect any creature, meaning friend or foe. So
maybe I should be a little bit more careful with that. All right, well, you know what? The Dust Devil can hang out in there and,
mess this guy up again.
Yeah, do what it does.
All right.
I am going to move it slightly, though, so that it picks up debris.
All right, like right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't matter so long as it just picks up the debris thing from moving.
Ah, cool. Gotcha. Okay. There's plenty of debris in here, so.
Excellent.
All right, so this guy comes running across the room and swings at Ragnar twice. First one misses. Second one misses. Spargle, it's your turn.
Did I hear the thumping on the wall or her yelling from my position?
No, it was just super faint.
Okay.
And Juniper didn't relay it, so, in character, you guys didn't really hear anything.
Yeah. Those two in front of Alaric and Ragnar, the one's just moved, right? And the other one's beat up, sort of, right?
No, the beat up one died. There's only 4 left.
Are those 3 there?
They're all in full health at this point.
Full health.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was gonna do like a King Boomy in my last move, but tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move. Yeah, I'm gonna do something different here. I'm gonna move my guy. Spargle's gonna move over this way near that wall. And then he's going to go through some of the familiar motions to you guys here and cast a fireball to kind of erupt in that area and craft around, obviously, my compatriots here. So.
All right. So that so they have to do Dex savings throw. Timing on his shit is uncanny, man. It's always when he's in the middle of doing something too.
So always when I'm talking too.
I know. All right, so they have to make a Dex savings throw.
Yeah, Dex 16.
16. All right, all three of them. Let's see. First one is a 9. 12. 9. They all fail.
All right.
And just 8d6.
That's preferred. Look at all the 1s and 2s. That's terrible. 1, 1, 2, 2.
All right.
1.
So, do you roll that one time for everybody, or how's that work?
It's just 1. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless you want me to roll all 3, because I'd be happy to.
No. So, they all look like they are about to. They are like barely holding their material shape at this point. They are like barely in the physical world anymore. A slightly better roll probably would have wiped them out.
Yeah, I was just gonna say crap roll, man.
Yeah. All right, so right after this fireball goes flying over Ragnar and Alaric's shoulders and into this room and just explodes, Thornton, you're about ready to act, and behind Juniper, you suddenly hear Esmeralda's voice loud and clear. She says, "Hey, don't know what this guy's all about." And you see, and Juniper and Spargo, you see Esmeralda just sort of standing back with her arms up because she's not sure what's going on, as Godfrey he's like, he has like, his arms are going like this as he has like opened the door, like, using like the force or something, just like magically like sort of curtained open this brick wall, and he walks through and he says, "Be gone!" And he lifts his hands up like this as all of the Phantom Warriors just poof into nothing. And he looks around.
Nice.
That's
And
the way to do it.
he looks around at you all and he says, "There are dangers and evil spirits in this place that even I cannot control. You need to be careful wandering these halls." But that's it. Combat's ended, and all these things are gone.
All right, we hit level 10 now, right? Level 9.
No.
Not quite. Okay.
Can I ask Godfrey a question?
Yep.
You still there?
He's just standing there now. Yeah.
Sir Godfrey, by any chance, do you know of another visitor to the castle? Do you know of anyone else here besides ourselves and Esmeralda here?
He says, "No, there has not been any living soul here for some time. Not any that have been made known to us."
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your assistance, too.
Says, "Please be careful. I thought you were retrieving the remains that you allegedly had purportedly known of the Lord Argynvost."
We heard that there might be someone here that we're looking for as well, so we wanted to make sure he wasn't in trouble.
"Well, surely any normal mortal wandering these halls could be dead already, and I do not know of any."
I guess he's not here, lads.
What does Esmeralda say?
She's just looking at this guy like kind of wide-eyed, and she's got her hand on her. She's put her hand on. She carries a rapier and a hand axe that you've seen, but she's sliding her hand like sort of over her shoulder. And if you're paying attention, she seems to be drawing. She's pulling something up that looks like it's silvered. hidden on her back, and she seems like sort of ready to, not sure what's going on.
We better tell her that this guy's a friend.
Yeah.
Cool young
I-
jet, says
I'm just-
Matilda. What all
Maybe I'll
friends
just kind
do.
of, I'll just kind of like move by her a little bit and just kind of put my arm on her forearm and just like give her like a reassuring glance, like, you know what I mean, like pause type of thing, right? What you're doing.
Yeah, she kind of looks at you and like nods, and she takes her hand off of her sword, but she still seems like has a very confused look on her face.
Yeah. Well, what do you guys think? Should we continue to? You want to get the? You want us to go for the achievement?
I'm down.
Yeah, fuck it, keep going. Is there anything in these rooms worth searching? Rummage through the ruins?
You're asking Godfrey that?
Yeah, and my DM.
Godfrey says, you may find more of the undead,
Fucking Joe Biden.
the ancient undead of the Order, but
Spaghetti.
I can't say whether they'll be reasonable or not.
All right. Thanks, Sleepy Joe.
Hey, can I take 2 minutes? I gotta take a whiz on.
Yep. What do you guys? What do the rest of you want to do?
Yeah, I want to explore.
Anybody want snacks? Can I search the room? Can I just like rummage through the ruins?
Yep. Godfrey says, I cannot help you again if you choose to wander into more trouble. I will be, you know where to find us. We will be anxiously awaiting the news of Argynvost's remains as he kind of turns and walks back the way he came. And Esmeralda is just like completely fascinated by this guy and just kind of watching him leave. But yeah, so you search the room, and let me see. Hold on, I'm grabbing a beer, so 1 second.
Yeah, grab a gear. Grabbing a gear.
I happen to have these beers show up that were delivered to me in the middle of the session. I didn't even know my brother was here, and there's a box out there too that I will dig into
Oh, this is
when
great.
we wrap up. Yeah, well, when we wrap, I will
Boo.
see what's in that. I'm excited.
Boo.
What? But I appreciate the beers even. So, let's see.
Boo.
Okay, so you search let's say the West Room first. Make an investigation check.
Okay. $16.
All right, so this room, like most of this whole place, is just trashed. But you, as you're lifting up rubble and broken wooden structures that you can't even make out what they are anymore, you see a small wooden coffer with a lid on it.
Okay, I'm going to gently open it.
Okay. You see 4 vials that are filled with a syrupy liquid that almost looks like liquefied iron.
Can I drink it?
Do you want to drink one entirely, or do you want to like taste one?
I'll dip my pinky finger into one and then give it a little. One of those.
Yep. All right. So I will send you. So that is enough for you to be able to tell what these are.
Could be fucking poison. You know, what the fuck do I know?
Aren't you like resistant against poison? or
Oh,
something?
absolutely, brother. That's why I eat fucking
Stone form.
animals. That's why I do whatever I want.
All right.
Why
So
I
you
lick
get.
the walls.
You can add 4 of those to your inventory.
Whoa!
What did you find?
Can I tell them?
Sure.
Potions of invulnerability.
So what they do is you'll be invulnerable to or resistant to all damage for a minute.
I don't. It doesn't come up on my D&D Beyond. I don't know if I have that add-on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You should, because I'm sharing all the content. So when you click on it, it won't pop up.
Oh, you know why?
not
Microsoft
logged in?
Edge. Microsoft Edge is really trying to make its, self heard.
Clippy.
Have you tried Microsoft Edge yet? Yeah, I have. I don't want to.
You can also, if you add them to your sheet, they should pop up in what they do. But yeah, you have resistance to all damage.
Those might be helpful.
Yeah. Looks like liquefied iron.
So basically, all damage against you would be halved for a full minute, which would be 10 rounds of a combat. All right. Let's see.
And you got
Coming
4 of
handy.
those?
Yeah, brother.
Pretty good.
Okay. And then, let's see. You search the room to the east as well. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I'd
Are you doing that, or does anybody else help? Everybody just watching you walk around and look at stuff, or what?
Maybe they all got their fingers in their asses. I don't know.
I would probably
I
rummage
had-
the other room since I was right there anyways.
Okay. That's
Feel like-
So that room's littered with the wreckage of ancient bunk beds. 5 dirt-caked windows allow precious little light to enter, and between them are 4 empty armor stands. Empty torch sconces line the walls. And you don't find anything else in that room.
Cool.
That's it. All right, what do you guys want to do now?
Let's check out this room right here.
All right. Go ahead and move yourselves. This room looks pretty kind of put together, not too destroyed. The contents of this room are draped in cobwebs. Between curtained windows stands a black marble hearth with a sculpted mantelpiece, above which hangs a framed portrait of a handsome, well-dressed man with a wry smile and a thick mane of thistledown hair. Opposite the fireplace is a large bed with a rotting mattress and wooden posts carved to resemble dragons. Across from the double doors stands a tall wardrobe, its doors hanging open, revealing a dark and empty cavity. The only other piece of furniture is an overstuffed leather chair that faces the hearth.
I'd like to check underneath the bed.
Make an investigation check.
10.
You don't notice anything under there. Actually looks pretty clean.
You said there's a portrait on the wall?
Yep.
I'd like to remove it.
Okay. You take it off. It comes right off. There's nothing hidden behind it. It's not too firmly secured. You get the sense that you have a pretty good guess that this is supposed to be a picture of Lord Argynvost or maybe one of his generals or lieutenants. Either it's Lord Argynvost in human form or someone else that was really high-ranking and important.
Is it canvas? Is it canvas stretched out?
Yeah. Yep.
Would I be able to roll it up and keep it?
Mm-hmm. Yep. You could rip it off the frame and roll it up and stuff it in your bag.
Is everybody okay with that?
Fuck yeah.
Don't let them know you did it.
I mean, you think he checks the grounds? Oh, they took my picture. I feel like it could come in handy. Like if we meet the dragon, I could be like, "Look, see, remember this fucking guy?"
Yeah, that's
Maybe.
fair.
All right, so I do that.
I feel like
Alright.
while everybody's
Can add
searching
that.
and looking around, Juniper would show Esmeralda, her new friend who seems interested in weapons, her ornate silver dagger with the Walker House logo etched onto the blade.
Mm. So she looks at it, and yeah, she says, "Ooh," she says, "silver." She says that could come in handy. That's a rare find in this area. You know, I brought my own, and she lifts now what she was grabbing for when Godfrey came by, and she kind of lifts it about halfway up, and you see this beautiful silvered longsword gleaming like a mirror almost. Sharp as hell, and she slides it back down. It's amazing how she can conceal it in her back cloak or whatever. But yeah, so you know she has that.
Ooh.
Ragnar's going to check the chair.
You don't find
No.
anything. You guys toss the room, and it does seem rather. Everything else is pretty normal, and doesn't seem to be anything else hidden in here.
We never checked out over here, right? This is a
Nope.
door.
You want to go over there?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and move yourself.
What is this here? Is this a hallway?
Yep. That's the hallway. Oh, that I should have
down to a
opened up.
landing and then stairs up.
Right, exactly.
Isn't that what-
And I just yep, exactly. Those go down to the first floor, those stairs. And then that little hallway there. And then you go into this room? Are you going into that room to the south there with the double doors?
I think.
Yeah. I'll listen after that whole spider event. I listen first and then.
So it's dead quiet in this room.
All right. I'll open the door.
Blast it open.
Hello?
So you open it up, and you do notice that this is a completely ruined room. The floor is barely intact, and your spatial awareness does remind you that this is looking out right over where the spiders were.
Gotcha.
So if you were to feel risky and kind of walk over toward on this crappy wood and look down, it would be right into that room where you fought all the spiders. In fact, there's even some cobwebs that have kind of been built up into the south side of this room, but it's completely empty and devoid of anything useful.
Thornton, why don't you go take a look over that ledge over there?
I'm quite all right, lad. I think it might not be structurally have integrity, so I'm gonna just lay back on that one, lad.
All right.
I'm gonna lay off on that.
Should we check out the third floor again?
I think there's another door here.
What's right here?
Yep.
That's just
So-
a window, right?
Thornton kicks the door down.
No, that door's actually open. So when you walk down the hallway, you can see. You can kick the door open if you want, though.
Thornton blows.
Because I know that. I should have made him roll in case he got a natural one, and then fucks himself up doing something pointless.
Easy there, Shaq. Okay, easy there.
Same thing as the other room, though. This looks like a mirrored room of the other one, equally destroyed, and half the room is collapsed down into that spider area.
All right, nothing in here. Okay, moving
Nope.
on.
Yep.
Across from the crocus room, I'd like to check this out.
All right. That one.
Thornton kicks the door down.
Yep. So that's a bathroom. There's an iron tub, wood paneling on the walls. Above the paneling are the walls are painted with a faded mural of a mountainscape.
Ooh.
Is there a shitter in here, or?
Ew. Looks like there's a bucket.
There's like I guess there's a bucket they shit in.
Ew.
Can I look at the mural?
Oh.
Yeah, if you look at the mural, it looks like a beautifully painted mountainscape. Juniper, because you live near there, you notice there the Balanock Mountains, where your home forest was at the foothills of.
I feel like Juniper would kind of point directly at that and go, "I know where that is," and she would share with everybody where she knows that.
Yeah, you could almost. It's so well detailed. You could almost pick out like where your home was on that mural.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, like where it was now, it's just soot.
Yeah. Right.
Only you can prevent forest fires, kids.
Soot and poo.
Mm.
And this one?
That one?
Mr. Toots and Fox? I don't know what happened in here.
That one is
Focus
the.
left water running?
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. That is a little storage room. So rainwater seeps through the cracks in the ceiling and flows into a pool on the sagging wooden floor. The pool fills about half the room, and there's some stone shelves that line the wall.
Anything on the shelves? Anything in the shelves?
As you step into the room, the entire floor collapses.
Oh God.
And you, Thornton, look like you're the only one in there. This entire room literally crashes down to the bottom floor as you put your weight on there. The tub, the water, everything comes rushing down. Roll. Oh, I'm telling you to roll.
Can I use Misty Step?
You take is it a reaction? You can take a reaction, but not a bonus action. If you have anything that's a reaction right now.
The bonus action.
If you can't or anyone can't help you stop falling, you crash down to the bottom floor and take 10 damage.
Monica.
I grab him.
Maybe control water?
Wait. Do I have to be within... I'll cast Featherfall on Thornton. Right? I can
That's a reaction up to one reaction, and when you take a creature falls within 60 feet, choose. Sure can. Sure. All right. So Thornton walks in. He's like, "Oh, what's on these shelves?" And the floor goes, and he's sloshing through this like spongy floor, and the whole room just started like to heave. And Thornton's like going up like this, and Sparkle wiggles his fingers, and Thornton suddenly the whole room does crash down beneath you, and this big splash of just like of waterlogged like wood and everything. But you float gently down and sort of land in the middle of the muck, and you're looking up at your friends, and Sparkle's standing over the edge, wiggling his fingers at you as you do not take the 10 damage.
It's like Willy Wonka when I drink the fizzy lifting drink, and
You get nothing.
Oh, Charlie, we're floating up high. Oh, great.
Quick, start burping.
Start farting and burping, you little shit.
But yeah, so you, I assume you scramble back up to where they're at. No harm, no foul.
That's a bad floor.
Ah, Sparkle, I didn't like how that felt. Next time, let me fall.
Esmeralda's been chilling with you guys.
Hey, Thornton, if you want.
So that's your second floor achievement completed there.
Yay.
What else would you like to do?
I got the badge. We could follow that path we took with following that smoke dragon thing if we want to go back up to the third floor. I don't remember if we explored it all or not.
I don't think so.
All right, so you going up to the third floor?
Can I check? Can I check the bust really quick to see if it's still there?
You can.
I will not look.
I'm gonna look again really quick. Sorry.
Didn't we throw it?
Oh yeah. You tossed
Yeah,
it. That's right. It's an empty pedestal, and
we fucking shut
You guys threw it. Yeah,
like
you
a
guys.
bunch of frat boys throwing a TV out the window.
Exactly.
Good riddance to bad rubbish. There you go.
All right, I guess we're going up.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go up. I think we got the achievement soon.
All right. Go ahead and. Wait, I need a movie there. Hold on. Esmeralda follows you guys up, and she says, "Hey, I thought we were getting some bones, but we'll go up here."
First timer here. Yes,
So go up to the third floor. Yep, there you go. You found yourselves, or Adam did at least. And yeah, Fog of War is good. So that's what you've seen so far. The north room was the throne, or the sort of war room where Godfrey was. The south room was where Vladimir was, and you're gonna go over there. Opening that door.
Don't kick it open. He said there's other spirits here that
You're no fun. You're no fun.
trying to keep us alive.
All
Can we
right.
like, actually just look into that room? Is that wall broken down?
The north room or the south room?
The south room.
The south room, yes. You can see into that room. And what you see is a ruined bathroom. This room has a tiled floor and an iron bathtub filled with debris from the collapsed roof. A torn curtain hangs open in an open doorway to the center of the east wall.
Is that fish tank new? Did you always have a fish tank?
No, because I'm getting half my house remodeled. I had to move it out of my dining room into here.
Is that as much of a pain as it sounds like it would be to move that thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pain in the ass.
All right, so this room. Knock on the door, I guess.
Okay. No one answers.
Now can I bust it down?
Light it up.
Okay.
Pablo, is that you?
Pablo?
Pablo, want me fluff pillow?
All right, you put that open, and this room is a haven for dust and cobwebs. 3 narrow windows allow slivers of light to illuminate bare oak shelves along the walls and a torn, padded chair lying on its side near a cavernous hearth. A picture above the mantel has been slashed, its lower half hanging down below the frame like a torn piece of flesh. An iron door set in the south corner of the west wall hangs open on one hinge. And the picture looks like it was something important, but unfortunately it's completely ripped apart, and if you had any way to repair it, it might, if you were able to like put it back together, but it's just too ripped up.
Doesn't somebody have a spell to put things back together?
Yeah.
Can I go in front of the picture and try to do a history check?
Yes, but whoever walked across the floor first, you hear the soft flapping sound of wings, but can't discern its origin. So it's like just sort of like around you. And then a single piece of parchment blows off the top of a bookshelf, spins lazily in the air, and lands gently at your feet. And this I will show you. Is what you see. And this one I'll let somebody read because I gotta piss.
I'll read it.
Yeah, there you go. You're a better reader than I am.
My knights have fallen, and this land is lost. The armies of my enemy will not be stopped by sword or spell, claw or fang. Today I will die, not avenging those who have fallen, but defending that which I love, this valley, this home, and the ideals of the Order of the Silver Dragon. This evil surrounds me. The time has come to throw off this guise and show these heathens my true fearsome form. Let it spark terror in their hearts. Let them tell their stories of dark triumph against the protector of the Balanok Mountains. Let Argynvost be remembered as a dragon of honor and valor. My one regret is that my remains will not lie in their rightful place in the hallowed mausoleum of Argynvost Hold. No doubt my bones will be scattered among my enemies like the coins of a plundered horde, trophies of a hard-won victory. I do not fear death, though my body will die, my spirit will live on. Let it serve as a beacon of light against the darkness. Let it bring hope to a land wrought with despair. Now, to battle. Hey.
Bam.
Nice.
That's
Did
cool.
you say, was he spanking somebody? Is that what you said?
The fucking cursive, it looked like spank. Let it spank tower in their hearts.
All right, so that's what you see. Or you guys grab that and pass that around, and then Ragnar, you walk up to the slash picture. The picture shows the mansion in better days, under clear winter skies with snow-capped mountains in the background. The top of the chapel glows like a silver beacon. But it's
a
all
bell tower.
yeah, like
Parapet?
it's showing this mansion, okay, and it shows that there's like a tall beacon tower, and you guys noticed that when you were in the throne room and you looked up, that the top of this complex, it goes way up into like almost like a lighthouse, and in this picture, the chapel tower sort of glows, but again, it's the picture's all slashed apart, so that's all you can make out of it.
So
I'll walk over to it and cast mending. I'll put my hand up by the slash that you mentioned and cast mend.
Okay, so you walk up to this shredded picture and you cast mend, and suddenly it's almost like if you had seen someone, like if they were in a movie, or just slash up a picture and then play it in reverse as it's sort of like piecing itself back together into this perfectly pristine painting that is completely intact and doesn't have any marks on it. And at that moment, the beacon in the picture flashes with a brilliant silver light, and the spectral form of a huge silver dragon fills the room that you guys are in. And you hear a voice, and it says, "My skull lies in the swamp of my enemy." And it says, "Displayed in a place of ill omen. Return my skull to its rightful crypt, and my spirit will shine here forever, bringing hope to this dark land." And with that, the dragon's apparition fades away.
Looks like we're going
Gotta
back,
do
boys.
that. We gotta do that now.
Now we're headed back to where we came
No
from.
sleep till Brooklyn.
No,
This is like
No,
when you
please.
get that quest where you're like, oh, I already did that thing.
right.
Easy.
Right.
totally did it backwards. We totally did everything backwards.
Yeah.
It happened.
so
That's why it's a choose
When-
your own adventure.
That's it.
All
Lone
right.
wolf, brother. That's it.
Do shit the way we want to do it.
And Esmeralda says, she says, "Hey, I know you guys are, want to check everything out here, but my clock's ticking to get back to that tower. I'm happy to go with you guys now, or I'm gonna leave and you can take the wagon whenever you want to go do this skull thing."
We're just about ready, Esmeralda. We just had to see about a girl, but we're just about ready now.
Okay, so you want me to wait, or you want me to go with you guys? I'm fine either way.
Yeah, I
We're
think
gonna-
we'll go with her.
Yeah, we'll see you there.
You scratch our back, we'll scratch yours. Funny thing about my back is it's located on my penis.
Oh my God.
Sorry, that's stolen straight from Superbad. But
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, look, we could head out, right? I mean, I feel like that was like the big reveal of this place. I mean, along with Gilbert Gottfried. Go find the bones. Other than that, I think we're pretty good.
I think we can go get that skull. There might be something cool that happens when we do it.
Yeah, let's go back to Baba Lasaga's home village.
Yeah, let's get this cart ready and let's go.
All right. So we all leave.
So you're running back out to the front?
Yeah.
Take us to the front.
Okay. I'll move back there. Actually, I don't. All right. So, yeah. So you guys leave the complex. You don't get your achievement for checking out every single room, but you go out front. Esmeralda's with you, and she says, "Hey, I think we can fit most of you in the cart. I don't know if one or two of you want to ride that one." And she points over at the other horse.
I got Snickers.
I got Holyfield.
Okay.
I got the cart.
Oh, right, Holyfield. So let's see. So, Gordon, you could take Spargle or Juniper on Holyfield without slowing it down, or Ragnar. All right, not to go through all this. If you cast Holyfield, Deckard takes the draft horse, and Esmeralda is riding the wagon. You guys are all good to travel by horse. No one has to go by foot.
Who wants to get on the ram?
I'm interested in the ram.
That's what she said.
Let me show you Holyfield. He's been around
Good
for
for you ride with
thousands.
me. You don't want to be with them smelly dwarves.
I put him on your
wow.
mug, so I'm interested in getting a closer look at him.
Wow, smelly dwarves. Okay, that's cool.
We'll store that in the memory bank.
Hope you find your hat, Deckard.
I got my hat. I picked it up.
All
right.
Shit in it.
Hope
So-
nobody's shitting it.
Jennifer
So
would also go out and pick up the rock as well and put it back in her pouch.
Wait, did my hat go out the window?
Yeah,
No.
with the rock.
no, it didn't go out the window. It fell off, but you were able to pick it back up.
Boo, retconning, boo.
Sorry. But all right. So if you guys are racing back to the swamp and racing back to the Argynvostholt, we're gonna do not to sort of peek too far behind the curtain, but the way it's gonna work is it's about midday now. You guys know. So between Esmeralda being on a timer and just shit being bad when it gets dark, you want to try to get there and get back before it gets dark. Okay, it's about noon now. You guys woke up. You've been fucking around for a few hours in Argynvostholt. So I'm gonna say you can elect 2 people out of your group to come up with a strategy to speed up your trip there and back. So let's work on getting to the swamp, and then we'll figure out what's going on there. So first, out of your whole group, I want you to say, what is somebody going to do to speed up your trip? Okay, you guys are in carts. You're in the cart. You're on Holyfield, and you're on the draft horse. And you want to get there as quickly as possible. Is there anything you can do, whether it's a skill, a spell, something to speed up your trip? Come up with that as a group. Tell me what it is. We'll roll a difficulty check, and I will have a certain sort of target in mind that if you hit it, you'll get there quickly. If you don't, you'll get there slowly, and then same way back. The problem is if you don't get there and back quick enough, something bad could happen. So talk amongst yourselves, figure out what you want to do.
So I think getting back here, I think Juniper could definitely get us on spiders.
Don't forget you have the skull, which is 250, about 200, 300 pounds that you have to bring back. If the skull's there and you find it.
So how do we get there first? How do we get to the swamp quickly?
And can you pull up that map, the big world map that we...
Absolutely. So whoever owns it, rolls out the map. Because you guys have this map that you got from Lady Wachter. And I will remind you, actually I'll use your own little tokens. Matt was fucking around one night and deleted one of them, and I got mad and never created the third one. So your yellow token's where you're at. And the gray token is the swamps of Berez.
Wasn't there some cliff that came up here to Argynvostholt?
Yeah. That was
Well-
where we were gonna like take the spiders, but then it wasn't gonna work for some of us, or we didn't want to. Remember? And then we decided to take the road.
Thank you
know,
for putting it that way. Thank you.
for the
It was
return trip,
me and you were to blame, so it's fine.
for the return trip with the skull, since it's a big item, between Juniper and we could probably maintain one of us as a giant ape.
Oh yeah, I could wild shape.
So okay,
Yeah.
so if that's an option too, I'm just curious. Is you said it weighs how much? 250 pounds?
250 to 300.
Is that?
Yeah.
I might be completely off here, but is that something that could fit in the wagon? If we were to put it in the wagon and then like other people rode things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might not all the horse that's drawing the wagon can carry 3 people, so it could do like on the way there. But with the skull, it could probably only do like 2 people. So you're gonna be, if you do the wagon only, somebody's walking
Okay, that's what I was trying to think.
or flying or crawling
Yeah.
or swimming or whatever you decide.
Or buddying up.
Yeah, that.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the, like, what I just drew on the map, isn't this, like, elevation, like mountains?
Wait, why didn't I see? Oh, yep.
Yep.
Yes. So that's 1,000-foot drop from. Yes, what you drew is about 1,000 feet of elevation. There's some tiers. That's where the goats lived. So the goats live up in these weird little crevices on the way up from the swamp to the Argabast hole.
Can she turn into a bird and, like, transport each one of us there? Would that be faster than going all the way around?
I don't think my bird would be large enough to do that.
Isn't that a shame?
What if
Yeah.
Decker
I could
did...
though.
No, go ahead, Juniper. Sorry.
I have conjure woodland beings, so I think I could actually summon a whole bunch of stuff that we can mount or that can pull things or carry things or speed things up or whatever.
Can we base jump down? Can we hang glide?
Featherfall? Yeah.
But still, I think the
That
biggest
still doesn't
thing
get the
is-
cart there.
Yeah, the biggest thing is, well, yeah.
Unless somebody gets there, turns into a gorilla.
Can we based?
So these are all. I like where you're going. These are great ideas and thoughts. So it's noon now. If you go by cart, so it gets dark at 7 p.m.
That's when the demons come out.
So we'll
What?
haul on the cart there and make our plans as we're moving, at least, so we're not wasting time.
Well, I was gonna say it'll take 4 hours there and back just if you go by cart and
So it's
just
going to be
go.
dark.
Yeah, so you got to come up with something to shave off an hour or two,
Let's just say
either
like,
on
we're
the
like,
way there or back.
if cart not included, let's say like half of us were going to try to travel down the hill to get there. Wouldn't that shave off a lot of time if that was possible? So what if the group splits up and half of the group that could make their way down the hill without the cart got to the skull, and then we all met up halfway and traveled back together?
It's interesting.
Yeah, but I
So-
don't think that would necessarily save any time, would it? Because we'd still have to wait for the cart.
But the
Still
cart
needs to
wouldn't
get
have to
there.
travel all the way to the skull and all the way back. The cart could
Right.
maybe have to travel
Oh,
halfway. You know what I'm saying? For people
you're
that could
saying.
get down the hill, get to the skull, move the skull halfway back the path, meet the
Right.
cart there.
So
Big
Yeah,
Juniper,
brain,
you-
big brain time.
if Juniper goes down, turns into a gorilla,
Mm-hmm.
moves the skull all the way here.
Halfway up the road.
Meanwhile, the rest of us get the cart over here. We rendezvous right here, and that maybe could shave off some of the time.
Can somebody, when you do the
I could
polymorph
cast
gorilla,
fly
can
on-
somebody
on-
ride the gorilla? I can't remember.
Maybe I could ride the gorilla.
Yeah, the gorilla's
Maybe if
yeah,
it's really nice.
especially one of the smaller people.
That's what I was gonna say. Like maybe Spargle or something could go with her. Just an
Yeah,
idea.
Yep.
and I could cast fly on her and I, so we could use that to get down the cliff. She could use her polymorph or wild shape or whatever to turn into the giant gorilla.
Fly, my
And-
monkeys, fly!
Yeah.
Bad gorilla. Bad gorilla.
Bad gorillas.
Amy.
Bad
Could
gorillas.
Could
Yeah,
Decker do
gorilla.
some kind of animal handling thing with the horses to make them go faster?
That's a good idea.
Ooh.
So what do you just jack
Yeah.
them off or something, or
Yeah, something along those lines.
Really relaxed.
Yeah.
get them
Stick my finger in their butt.
Rub their feet.
Yeah,
I'm
get
good
the
with
poison- get the poison out.
Massage their hooves, right?
We're gonna do a horse prostate massage.
I'm going to milk the horse.
The horses have
talk to them, build them, make them blinders for their eyes, or
You know those little outfits that the horses put on, that big pom-pom that comes up? Decker will just have one of those on.
Oh, you guys are fucked up.
So maybe, like,
RobyReality.com.
I don't know if like I can make an animal handling check that would make the horses. I do something like I'm like a horse whisperer, man.
Yeah, give him
I
a
do
pep
some
talk.
horse whispering.
All right,
Yeah,
well,
get
tell me.
like a 10% extra buff.
I was gonna say, tell me what you're doing. And
Well,
I'll-
I want to make sure that the group agrees on it. I mean, I was just throwing this out as an idea.
Yeah, so I think Team A will be the cart team. That'll be the Freedom Group. They're going to lead the cart, and they're going to go around Argynvostholt with the cart.
Down the road the way we did before.
Yeah, the Independence Group will be led by Juniper's team, and they're going to go down the mountain, and they're going to parachute into Berez, get the skull, move the skull halfway up, and then meet with the Freedom Group. So the Freedom Group will meet with the Independence Group, and then we can go all the way back to Argynvostholt with the cart and with the skull.
Dig it.
Quick
All right.
problem. Quick question. What if you encounter something at the location of the skull?
Look,
Giant ape.
So,
This is a risk we're trying to take here. We're
Giant
willing to
ape.
take because of time constraints.
that's fine. So Juniper and then the wizard is going to go.
yeah, we probably
we
have
also
one more
just
person
traversed
go.
this whole path,
Are you-
right? So I mean,
Random
Casting
Wizard
doubt,
sounds like an amazing band, by the way.
are you casting doubt on the Independence team?
No, I'm wondering if we should put another person with them. Because I think
are you casting
Ragnar
doubt?
has a sinking feeling that somebody else is going to have an interest in that skull.
Well, you really only need one person with the cart and the horse.
yeah, the cart, the Freedom Group probably doesn't need to have that be too heavy. It's a very light road, very safe road. The
There's going to be
Independence
something
Group,
at Perez.
probably, but we also did clear it out. Remember, and we threw peanuts at everybody, and
But remember, they ran away or whatever, or like her. We don't know what happened to her ghost.
well, look, I
It like
think
flew away and shit.
Esmeralda chimes in and says, "I think I'm with Freedom Group. I'm with the cart and the cowboy over here."
the cart and the cowboy. There you go. That's the name of the quest. Cart
I
and the
want to be
Cowboy.
in Perez if I can.
You hear that, Deckard?
So you'll be in the Independence Group, Ragnar.
Part of my master plan.
Mm-hmm.
If
Yeah,
we can all get
Esmeralda
down
seems like
that.
weirdly charmed by your social awkwardness in a way, for whatever it's worth,
There's
and
someone
just
for
and
everyone,
likes the ruggedness, but and the horse and the cart she wants to stay with. So anyhow,
RDM was a girl, I'd do more flirting.
thank you.
I hope our
not.
kids have a leg just like you.
You know what they say about a rattlesnake and a broken clock? I've been trying to come up with Deckardisms to say, like randomly, but they're never good. Deckard, the animal trainer, and Owlbear Run, amazing. Older Deckard, so good.
Yeah, Deckard comments they're the best.
I've been making a list.
Even
Yeah, you
even
should
a
make, like,
raccoon gets a cheese sandwich on a Saturday. You know? The best
All
is
right.
when it
The
starts
book
off
of
as like you
Deckardisms.
think it's gonna be like a thing, like, you know, even a blind squirrel, and then you're like, what the fuck's that guy talking about?
Takes a total left turn.
Yes.
Yeah, like the first half of it's like going to be a good anecdote, and and then it just falls apart.
It
Yes.
sounds familiar, and then the rest of
brilliant,
it is
right.
like,
Just
what did
gracefully.
you just say?
Right, right.
All right, let's parachute down.
All right, I got Independence Group as Spargle, Juniper, and Ragnar. Freedom Group as Az and Deckard. Alaric, what are you doing?
I just don't want to get in anybody's way. So,
I think you should drop ship in with the Independence Group. That's what I think.
you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You are very limber and you can move quickly and you're strong.
All right, whatever
think-
whatever the group thinks is fine with me. I'm fine with whatever.
this is very appropriate. I just read Band of Brothers, so thinking about you guys parachuting in.
You read it, the Stephen Ambrose books?
Yeah, I just finished it.
Damn, so good.
Is the forward by Tom Hanks in that one or
Yes, it is. It is.
All right.
I actually really think it is. I'm going to look at it right now.
Thornton, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go with the cart group because I have Holyfield, and
Okay.
we might need the hauling power. Maybe I don't know. We'll see.
All right. So let's to move this along. I'm gonna move to Independence Group. What are you guys doing to get down to the swamp?
Spargle?
What can you do with us?
1,000-foot
How
drop
does that
or
drop look like, Dan? Is it pretty
Uh,
sheer?
it's pretty sheer, but it has steps, right? So they're 100 to 300, 150 to 300 foot drops, and then a step, drop, and then a step. The goats live up in there, but otherwise it's mostly straight down.
Talk to
Okay,
the group to get them help.
then Ragnar, I think you're going to have to join the other group because I can only cast fly on 2. The other option is I just don't know if it lasts. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, I don't know if it'll last long enough. Is because it's not just a straight drop and it's step like that, I can do feather fall on more people. But fly I can only cast on 2.
So could I kind of like skip from step to step with Featherfall on me? Because I'm pretty athletic.
I don't know. Feasibility.
Can Amber turn you into something?
I can't do both, right? Because they're both concentration, I think.
Does Juniper have anything?
I can't turn him into anything, but I might be able to summon something for him to ride.
Yeah, check with the DM if you could summon a fucking bald eagle or some shit that could fucking pick him up and.
That's true.
Yeah,
All right,
can you
so hold
come
on.
to
So
drag me
so
down?
Best I can do is a goat.
so
Okay, Rick Harrison.
Punch Featherfall would last 1 minute and slows you to 60 feet per round. There's 10 rounds in a minute, so you could Featherfall 600 feet.
Is that sufficient or not?
No, it's 1,000 feet.
1,000.
So you could drop in the last 400. I mean, get you
Yeah,
a
that's
flight
not
back
bad.
from Chicago.
Could you cast Featherfall when you have
Could we fall to 200 feet and then cast it
Yeah,
at 200 feet?
you could pull off like the paladin, shield right before
What-
you hit.
ultimate
Wait, how
crossbow.
does the spell
Fly
work?
would work.
What's the spell
because
level?
it's 60 feet per
What's
per
the spell
round.
level?
First level transmutation spell reaction.
Ragnar, I unless we want to mix in a polymorph, then you'd have to do it, Juniper, because I'm concentrating on fly. I could get Ragnar and me if you don't mind, becoming whatever, a hummingbird or whatever, and doing
Yeah,
your own
well,
thing.
shape.
Okay, so let's do that. I'll take Ragnar and we'll fly. I've got 10 minutes, right? Which is,
I could fly down and maybe fly to the skull and scout it out
yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
while flying. I want to do that. Because I think shit's gonna go down. I really do.
Do we have a way to communicate with each other?
What am I doing?
Well, yeah, you were gonna be with that group.
I don't think they have.
I think they forgot about me.
Yeah, I know. They're like, yeah, that big guy could just
I'm
climb
gonna-
down.
What as they're talking about this and they're like
You
just
start
they're like arms around their shoulders and they're walking away. Lark's just gonna kind of take a step back and then walk over to the cart and see if Thornton still wants to be friends with him.
Hop on, lad. We always got room for you.
Hey, are you guys good to go to 11:30? Because I think if we go through all this, we can wrap something up nice. If you guys are good.
Yeah, that worked.
Okay.
For me.
Let me check with my.
As long as I can get another beer.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
All right, so let's move back to Freedom Group since they're still here. So Deckard, Thoradin, and Alaric, are you gonna move to Freedom Group or what?
I think so. I think logistically it's making more sense.
Yeah, we're one cosmonaut heavy. That's fine.
All right.
I could.
So I think
the wagon gets a flat
Sparkle.
tire, I can fix it for you.
I think Sparkle, Juniper, and Ragnar are gonna somehow fly or float down. Okay. So you guys are, and Esmeralda's with you. She's like, all right, yeah, well, seems like the halfway point, and she's looking at your guys' map. She pings right here. She goes, the Lunar River Crossroads. That seems about halfway. I don't know why she's talking like Deckard, but that's cool. 'Cause that's what I do.
Starting to wear on her. She likes it.
Yeah.
But she says, that's the halfway point. She says, so back as a DM, how do you guys want to expedite your trip there, or or avoid conflict on your way there?
We are going to utilize 2 horses, so we'll have we'll use the ram, we'll use Holyfield and the horse, so we'll have 2 horsepower by my calculations instead of just 1.
Well, you should have 2 horses plus Holyfield.
Is that? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Esmeralda has a horse.
Snickers and the draft horse.
Yeah, so we'll
Right,
have Snickers,
right.
we'll have the draft horse, and we'll have Holyfield. So we'll have 3 horsepower
Right.
pulling this cart, so the horses will get winded less, so our top speed could be higher. And then Deckard's gonna, bring them in. He's gonna bring them in, and they're all gonna have like a pep
Okay.
talk.
All right. So you guys are easy. I'm basing this all Deckard on your animal handling roll.
Okay. Do I need to make an animal handling check?
Yep. Does anybody? Well, I'm not gonna say.
I have inspiration still from something I did a while back. Can I use that?
You can use it.
So what do I just click that?
I don't know how that
Well,
works. You
so
can just roll it
basically,
custom
I
if
give the
you want.
advantage.
Doesn't it just add to the base roll? Is that what an inspiration is, or is that an advantage?
I thought it was advantage.
I thought it was advantage.
No, is it advantage or is it a D8?
That's kind of DM discretion.
I would
Oh,
ask the
hold on a
DM
second.
that question.
Oh no, it's
And then-
advantage. Yeah. No, it's you expend it. So so Deckard, you can roll advantage on this.
Okay.
But I have inspiration still from something too.
Don't forget about that.
Wait, before you roll. Oh,
Oh.
you did it right. That's fine.
I just rolled 16.
Well, that was it. The difficulty check was a 15, but you expended it, so go ahead and roll it. In case you get
Okay.
a natural 20, which could even help further.
Which and your horse is gonna clone itself into another horse.
Okay.
That'd be cool.
All right. So this you guys are easy. Okay. So as Deckard, Thoradin, and Alaric, Thoradin summons Holyfield. Sorry, Thoradin, but as beautiful as she or he is, still has the weird decayed look to it because Barovia. But you guys are racing around. Alaric or Esmeralda is driving the wagon. Deckard is on Snickers. Alaric, I'm assuming you're in the wagon with Esmeralda.
Yeah, I guess I don't think I needed to buddy up with anybody.
Right. No. And but so Deckard is leading the charge. Right. Him and Snickers are out in front, and the although you're on the Old Svalich Road, which is fairly stable and sort of intact, it still takes a bit of like navigation, right, to weave in and out of the shitty parts and stuff. And Deckard is just fucking on point, man. He is just guiding you guys. Like there's some spots where you're like, why are we going off the path here? Like you're going off the road and cutting through trees, but then as you take the carts and stuff around, you look back and you're like, oh, that bridge was fucking out. or that was just mud for like 500 feet, and he just navigates it like fucking flawlessly. And you guys get to the Luna River crossroads like well ahead of when you expected the rest of the group to be there.
Lightning fast.
Lightning fast.
Zero
This thing
ram.
has zero ram. All right, so then I'm gonna so I'll even give you guys the option later, depending on what happens with the Independence team, to kind of move down the road from the Luna Crossroads. So you guys are here. So we'll say this yellow group here is the Independence, or is the Freedom team. Now we're going to bounce back over to Independence team. Is Amber back?
Wait,
Yeah.
didn't we want to go south?
Well, so
We follow the road.
the road goes like this. Okay. That's the road.
Oh, got it. So we started here.
You started at Argynvost Holt and
Where the
wrapped
arrows-
all. Yep. And you're at the
Got it.
yellow marker now, which is the big
Okay.
crossroads. Where it starts becoming a dotted line here is kind of shitty road. But these guys are going to Independence team's going to try to drop down to the swamp and then get to you guys quickly. And if they do, you'll be back at Argynvost Holt well before dark. All right, so we'll bounce back over to you guys. What's the game plan?
Well, I think it was that I was going to be wild shaping into maybe something that flies to scope out the situation down by where the skull is, but something also large enough to carry Sparkle
Well,
with
he's
me.
going to make us both fly, I think. Sparkle?
Yeah, then giant ape then all the way.
Yep. Yep. I'll cast fly on Ragnar, and I will zip down there.
All right.
Okay, so are you casting fly on yourself and Ragnar, or am I summoning something for Ragnar to take?
Oh, I was just gonna cast fly on both of us.
Yeah, I mean, I guess one way or the other it works out. One person flies and yeah. All right.
So
I can-
Sparkle,
yeah.
you're casting fly on who?
On Ragnar and myself.
And then Juniper, you're doing.
Give me just one moment. Let's see.
And Ragnar, you're just yourself at this point.
I'm just going to let the magic people do cool magic things.
Yeah, I guess I can go up to 1, so giant eagle. So that I can fly.
Badass.
All right.
Keen sight, multi-attack.
Then I'm not gonna. There's no roll. You guys, that's a good plan. I don't need you to make a roll at this point. We will take you down to the swamp. All right. And let's see.
And Strahd is bathing in the skull. You all die.
Strahd he's doing boudoir photos in the skull.
So you guys float down directly into the swamp. I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing. Adam, can you cut over it a little bit to the right,
I'm looking.
just so I can see? Okay. Yep. So you guys get down there, and now so the swamp has changed. Even in the little bit of time, the day that you've been gone since you've defeated Baba Lysaga, a lot of the fog has lifted, so your visibility is way wider than it was before. You could only see 100 feet in front of you before. It's now almost normal visibility. In the distance over here, you see the hut that you had fought and defeated. What you see is a bunch of scarecrows,
Oh, shit.
like similar to the ones that you were fighting before, but they are all laying there, torn apart, literally like the scarecrow from the Wizard of Oz, just ripped into pieces. You see some black feathers lying around. Maybe telltale of what happened here, but it looks like there were about 6 or 7 scarecrows that had come back to the swamp while you guys were gone. The white lines that are drawn on the map here show where the skull was, where you left it, and it had been dragged. It looks like it was being dragged. But these scarecrows are completely motionless and ripped apart into pieces. So they're barely, you're barely able to make them out as scarecrows. And there's some black feathers around. The scarecrows are all dead, and the skull is laying in front of you.
I do want to collect a couple of the black feathers, a few here and there.
All right, you
And
grab
we're all
a
flying?
good handful of them. What was that, Ragnar?
We're all still flying?
You will whatever you want. You're floating. I'd say you're coming in down into the swamp, and you see this skull is here.
So can I just kind of like swim through the air basically? Or how does that work?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is he
Punch.
lifting?
So I'm going to fly over the lines. And I want to inspect that and see if I see anything here.
Inspect what?
You said there were like lines where the skull had been dragged? There was,
Yeah,
like,
that just shows like a path, like a track in the mud where the scarecrows were dragging this skull. Okay, so what you've pieced together is these scarecrows were dragging the skull from where you had left it, but then something happened that just decimated all these scarecrows, and they're now all dead, and the skull is just laying there harmlessly in the swamp for you to take.
Okay.
Is there anything else of note in the area?
Nothing that has changed since a day or two earlier.
It's a little too quiet.
So we got to get the skull up to that crossing. So Ragnar's going to look at Juniper and be like, is it time for the ape?
So before Juniper does land and change her form, she flies up and does a quick look in the area to see if she can see anything maybe coming towards the area that they're currently in, or if there's any like signs of camp or any more scarecrows.
Your DM did not
I'm going to take
like
over
that
for DM.
response.
No.
Everything
And
seems
sorry,
perfectly
go ahead.
safe, and you
Sorry,
get the
sorry,
skull
sorry.
and you leave.
Excellent.
Honestly, it is quiet here. It's
Okay.
Everything seems,
Fine.
Yep.
if anything, more peaceful because the fog's lifted. There's less. In fact, in the distance, you see some of the goats are coming back down from the mountain.
Oh, yay.
Oh, nature is returning.
Oh,
You're right.
the goats are returning.
Dan, what is that orange kind of like? Is that just a tree stump?
Oh, it looks like
That's-
a spider.
No. That's Babala Saga's hut. That's the hut that you.
Oh,
guys-
that's the hut.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
This is a
Okay.
huge swamp, and yeah.
Yeah, at giant ape time. So Juniper lands and she changes from giant eagle to giant ape with 2 little horns sticking out outside the hut.
All right, and then you're going to carry this skull, right?
Bless
Like,
you.
just
No,
And then
she's
what-
gonna kind of set it on her shoulder and really like, make sure that the weight is distributed nice and evenly. And
Wear it like a hat.
so then, are
Yeah.
you guys marching back
Oh
towards
my god.
the Freedom Team? like just up the road, or were you trying to climb back up? Yeah, so you're trying to go up, meet them halfway, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're still flying. So we could
The rest
fly
of you are
off
still
alongside
flying.
her.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah. All right. So anything else you want to add to that before I describe your trip back?
What time is it? 2:00 about?
It is about no, it's closer to like 4 now. Or 3 now. 3 now.
Okay.
Well, we're at 2 different times. It was about 3 o'clock for you guys who made it to the
Right.
crossroads, or 2 or 3. Yeah, no, you're right, 2 or 3. For you guys, it's a little bit earlier because all you did was cast a spell and float down. So it's a little bit earlier.
Cool.
It'll take them about an hour and a half by foot, but that's what you do. So there's this King Kong with a big giant silver dragon skull on her shoulder, kind of running up the path. It's a little bit soggy and swampy here, and then you have Spargle and Ragnar, who are like flying, literally flying themselves, Superman style, weaving in and out as this King Kong is running up. It still takes you a while, but you guys make it up to the Luna River Crossroads and meet the Freedom Team.
Oh, Freedom Group and Independence Group. Nice.
Nice.
It's almost a shame we didn't run into anything because that would have confused the shit out of them.
What the hell is this? All right, so you guys are together, and now you just need to get yourselves back to Argynvost Hold in a normal amount of time.
Yay.
So you guys could tell me you're just going to travel there as is, or if anybody wants to do anything fancy, we can roll for something.
Ragnar hasn't used rope in a long time, so is she gonna put it in the cart, or is she gonna carry it?
How long will that polymorph last you?
4 hours. And it's not polymorph, it's wild shape.
Or wild shape? Sorry.
Yeah.
4 hours you'd be good.
All right.
So you can carry it the whole way if you want, or you can throw it in the cart.
I'm committed to carrying it the whole way.
All right, Lou Ferrigno.
Let's put it in
No more that.
Let's strap it in the cart for safekeeping.
All right, one last roll. Who's leading the whole pack? Who's out in front?
I vote for Deckard.
To be out front on Snickers.
He's the woodsman, and he got us here quickly.
What kind of horse is on the carriage?
Probably a Palomino. I'd say Palomino.
Very similar to yours. One of the Vistani draft
Female
horses.
or male?
Female.
Okay. Her name is Deckard. You hear names her Baby Ruth. That's her name.
Ruth.
All right.
If she's putting the skull in the cart, Ragnar is going to do like when we worked at the Coliseum and kind of set up like I'm going to go through the eye sockets and like kind of weave it into the cart so that it can't easily fall off, or any kind of weird creatures can't easily knock it off.
I think she said she was carrying it the whole way, but
I changed my mind for safekeeping. I decided the cart is the way to go.
That way you could bust people up if somebody comes around.
Exactly. Perfect. Keep both of my arms free to do ape shit. To throw ape shit, maybe. Who knows?
I mean, feel free to take a shit and throw it.
it's gonna be a big shit.
Ew.
All right, so Deckard, one more survival roll, and this is yours to fuck up at this point.
Survival or animal handling?
Survival. This fight.
Oh man. Oh, I get. Wait, what's this? Why does it say I get advantage?
Might be in certain situations.
To track Fey, Fiends, and Undead.
Yeah, that's not what we're doing here. So just a regular roll. It's not a difficult roll, but you could fuck it up.
It's gonna be a 3.
Ugh.
That was exactly what I needed.
Thank God.
Any less than that, we would have had a long night. All right, so Deckard leads the charge. He's on Snickers. Baby Ruth is really interested in Snickers, so she's keeping her pace up, even though she's got the big skull in the back. You got a big gorilla running alongside, and dwarves and gnomes flying along the sides. It's a fucking ridiculous scene, but you guys get back to Argynvost Hold.
On
And-
occasion, I cast a minor illusion of a 5-foot banana. hovering in front.
Dangling
Just to
that
kinda
carrot out
keep her-
there, huh?
entice her a little bit when she looks she's getting a little winded. So I'll just cast that banana up in the sky too to help entice her.
Floating banana.
A 5-foot, floating banana. That's the limit to the size.
I love it.
All right. So as you guys roll up to Argynvost Hold, what are you doing with the skull?
We want to take it to the mausoleum.
They said
Where's
there's a
that?
crypt.
Yeah.
Mausoleum, yeah.
They said it would be
Where-
easy to see from the grounds, right?
Where are you looking?
Well, I'm a giant ape. What can I see?
Where are you looking?
Let's say north.
North of the all right. So you're rolling up to this mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's northeast? It looks like there's some stones or something like that.
There's a graveyard there.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe
that's
we could ask these dinguses, hey, we're back with the skull. Where do you want it, you fuckers?
Well, they already told us they wanted it at the mausoleum. They just
Well, right, but maybe they could point out where the mausoleum is. I don't know anything about this place.
maybe we could just walk around the side of the house and see if maybe we can see it.
Yeah.
All right. So you do that.
Yeah, just by this thing.
Okay. So Juniper the ape.
Tell me about it.
I don't know why I laughed at that. She kind of leads the charge as everybody follows her around the side of the building instead of going back into the complex and searching through there or talking to everybody else. And does find this sort of low wall on the northeast side. So if you guys are looking at the map, let me reveal all of this. And it's not hard to tell that it would have led back into the chapel area where there was some doors that went outside. You see a cemetery, and it's easy to get through the walls there. So tucked behind the mansion is a fog-shrouded cemetery enclosed by a 7-foot-tall fence of wrought iron. And in the northeast corner stands a mausoleum. I'm going to show you a picture of the mausoleum.
Ooh,
Ooh.
spooky.
So spooky.
So Juniper's plan is to lift each person individually and put them over the gate, and then take the skull and put it over the gate, and then climb over the gate so that everything is on the other side of the gate.
Beautiful. So instead of trying to find your way around or get through the gate, you very easily put everyone on the other side of the gate, and the skull as well. And you are now standing in front of the mausoleum. You do see a bunch of gravestones and grave plots. Oddly, most of them are dug up, for what that's worth. So,
That's good.
who has the high? Some perception. A lot. Juniper. It strikes you as you kind of climb over in your gorilla form and you look down at these graves that are all dug up, and you're like, not surprised that they're dug up. Of course they are. It's Barovia. But one thing that strikes you as odd is they were dug. You realize they were dug up from the inside out.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Extra spooky.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, I guess you do.
But at that, you guys are all standing in front of this this dragon's mausoleum that I just shared the picture of, and you see a tarnished, silver-plated gargoyles shaped like dragon wormlings cling to the stone-tiled roof of this mausoleum. An 8-foot-tall, 4-foot-wide marble door set into the southwest wall is engraved with a name: Argynvost. What would you like to do?
Open
Put
it.
it in there, man.
Crack it open, put the fucking skull in there. Let's do it.
All right, who's trying to open the door?
I'll fucking do it.
All right, make a strength check.
Hell yeah.
Are you doing it alone?
I'll help him.
Alaric's gonna help me.
All right, make a strength check with advantage.
Tw- 16,
Nice.
21.
So Thoradin rolls up and gets his arms around these massive, heavy stone doors that are barely on hinges. You're just pulling like granite on granite. And then Alaric, and he's struggling a little bit, but Alaric comes in and puts his hand. As soon as Thoradin gets it cracked open, Alaric puts his hand inside of the crack, and just the two of them with their massive muscles just swing it open as if it were just a normal door. The interior of the mausoleum is dark and dusty. You see 4 empty alcoves with raised floors. Etched into the far wall is a verse written in Draconic.
Oh, I think, oh no, never mind. I could read Orcish, does that count?
Can anyone read Draconic?
Celestial. Well, and all right, well,
A
that's
friend
it
of mine
then.
used to sleep with a draconic chick.
Well,
All right, so nobody can read.
Comprehend languages.
You do?
Yep.
Fucking
What is that?
Spargle, man. I'll tell you.
Always.
He's always got
Always got
something.
tricks
Just
up
I feel
fucking,
like a cat, like his bag of
He's
tricks.
like, I just
Felix-
switched classes, but so I can read it. I can read it.
All right. So, Spargle, just for the sake of, I'm assuming you're going to relay this to your team. Right? You're going to read it out loud?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. What it says is, here lie the bones and treasures of Argynvost, Lord of Argynvost Hold and founder of the Order of the Silver Dragon. But that's a lie because there's nothing in there at the moment.
Okay.
So let's drag the skull in.
Yeah, let's put it. So let's put the.
So
Drag
like
it
the
in.
4 of us could grab it. I don't think the ape can fit.
Can she? Or
I mean, if nothing else, I can at least get it up to the door, and you guys can get it into place. I'm sure.
Yeah, or stick your
You know.
arm in there deep and.
Oh, Juniper, I didn't think it was possible, but you smell worse as a frickin' ape. And this is coming from a dwarf who hasn't showered in a week.
All right. So you guys put the skull into this mausoleum,
Hell yeah, brother.
and then what do you then
You know, we
Close the door.
we close the door and we,
close the door?
that's it.
Yeah.
All right. So
I don't know if that was a good or bad. So
Right.
Yeah.
So you guys
Like-
place this skull inside the shelf in this mausoleum, and you step back and you close the door.
Mate, can I say a prayer first? Can I do that? Can I
Yeah.
say something?
Say a prayer to your god.
I say to the people around me, I say, no, I say, we honor the memory of Argynvost, and we cherish and respect his wishes to be resting in the mausoleum at Argynvost. In Tyr's name, be at peace.
You say that, and you close, and Alaric, alone, because he's beefy, slides this big stone door in place. And suddenly, you guys all see this extraordinarily brilliant, like the sun has just exploded in front of you. Bright light.
Oh.
As this image of this light silver dragon flies up out of the mausoleum to the top of the tower, and this beacon's light just shines out like a lighthouse across the entire valley of Barovia. Like you see the mountains and everything light up. It's like suddenly there's daylight again in Barovia. And this just enormous sense of like peace and everything just emanates out of this tower. So let me explain what's going to happen here. So the beacon's light can be felt even by creatures that are blind. The light allows good aligned creatures to experience glimmers of hope and joy, while evil creatures find the light disconcerting. This is cast across all of Barovia.
Oh, it's a
While the beacon shines, characters and creatures that oppose Strahd gain a +1 bonus to AC. So you all get a +1 bonus to AC and savings throws for as long as you remain in Barovia, which is massive.
Wow.
You also feel this sense of just peace kind of emanate out of Argynvost Hold as you guys look back after this dragon goes up in the sky and this light flashes across the valley. You look up and you see images of light of Vladimir and Godfrey and the other revenants rising up to the sky. Their arms are out and they're bowing towards you as they lift up into the sky.
Oh, yay.
And you get this enormous sense of just absolute peace.
And we leave Barovia.
No. And two more things happen. You hear way to the east, way out into the east in the distance, this slight grumbling thunder that just rises up and screams no. It just screams no, like in pain and agony. It's just screaming at you like,
Oh shit!
this did not happen, and just anger that you've never felt before. But it is met by this cloud of peace and just is pushed back. But you get enough of a glimpse of it. You guys also level up to 9.
Yeah.
And that's where we'll end it.
I feel like we beat the game.
That was awesome.
We get to put in disc 2 now.
Yeah.
Please put in this too.
That was pretty cool. I feel like that's one of the bigger quests to complete.
Oh, that's mainline quest right there. That's one
We
of
did
them.
it out of order.
Well, yeah.
+1 to all what rolls?
AC. All of you get +1 AC and +1 to all savings throws for the rest of the campaign.
Oh, I'm like a brick shit house.
That is massive. That is massive when it comes to,
Wow. That's pretty cool.
In your armor class, you can override or do like a +1 magic bonus. You could do that. That's what I just did. +1 magic bonus.
Good call. Yep, that's exactly what you should do.
Wow.
Oh, that was crazy.
What was it? Good aligned characters.
While the beacon shines, characters and other creatures that oppose Strahd gain a +1 bonus to AC and savings throws as long as they remain in Barovia. And then what you've gathered is that the revenants that were trapped here, whatever, seem to have been released.
Right. like the Army of the Dead when they fulfill their oath and then they're like, "Can we go now?" And he's like, "Yeah, you could go."
Deckard leans over to Lark and says, "Hey man, I wonder if you left that sword behind."
That's not a bad point.
I lost. Hold on, I lost audio for a second.
Alark just does like the Kevin McAllister like Home Alone like.
Still lost audio.
And he's way into it.
Sorry, I'm back.
What
did you guys say? Hi.
Will just said he wondered if he left the sword behind, and Alark made a Kevin McAllister face, like from Home Alone, like, oh my god, I hope so.
So we could start the next session with you guys looting Argynvost Hold and seeing what happened after this. So I want to open this though, if you guys are cool with that, before we log off.
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Fucking Adam ran it over while I had my door locked.
No, we were all in on it together, Will included. Will just doesn't read his messages on Discord.
Oh.
This is from you, Will.
Apparently,
it is
yeah.
from you, Will.
Baseball stuff.
Oh, nice.
Now, just so you know, in our defense, that was purchased before you sent that message in Slack the other day.
No shit, really?
Crazy.
Yeah, so when you sent that, I
That's
texted Matt, and
awesome.
I'm like, oh my god, is he gonna fucking buy it?
Oh, dude, Colin loves Monopoly and D&D, so we will play the shit out of this. Thanks,
also
guys.
love Monopoly and D&D, so.
Yeah, we'll all play it together.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate that. And the beer.
No problem at all.
Wow, this is the best day ever.
You guys leveled up, you saved revenants, you lit the beacon.
Hey, am I
Yeah,
stupid, or can you not roll on Discord?
I think you
I
have
don't
to
know.
have some sort of bot or something for it.
Okay. Well, anyways, I sent my roll for you on Slack, Dan, like I normally do. I just sent
Okay.
you a message that said /roll 1d12.
I
didn't
could
do
add
that.
I could add a roll. I could add a roller bot to Discord. I could do that.
I don't know why. I just thought that was a thing that I've already done before, but I guess not.
All right. Well, I know we went a little bit later, but I wanted to get to that point. You guys did a great job. That was cool how you did the 2 teams and getting the skull back and lighting the beacon. And seriously, this is like this daylight sunlight that you haven't seen since you've left Faerun. That has just burst across the valley. So could be a game changer from here on out. But nice work.
That's awesome.
You guys did really well.
That was so much fun.
That was fun.
Yes,
Adam, I added the roller to Discord.
Sweet. Cool.
Yeah, you guys are. Well, I'm sorry. You guys are. Esmeralda's still with you. She's kind of like ready to go back to this tower and meet Van Richten. But let me know where you guys think you'll go next. We'll meet back here in 2 weeks. Hopefully, this every other Wednesday works for everybody.
Yeah, I think
Um,
Wednesdays are good for everyone. The only hiccup I might have, because I'm starting a new job, I might have to work Wednesday nights sometimes. It's till 9. I mean, I'm going to do everything I can to not work Wednesday nights, but once in a while I might just get dragged into a Wednesday night. Close at 9. I'll probably be home like 9:15, 9:20.
That's cool. We can always dial you into the recap and let you know what's going on, even if you have to be 15 minutes late.
Yeah, I mean, if we push start time to 9 o'clock, which, I don't want to do to everybody, but, then I could try and, not miss an hour, maybe just 45 minutes, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, anything works. We're good.
Yeah.
That was fun, though. That was a great session. You guys did great. That was fun.
Very good.
Thanks again for the gift. I appreciate it.
Of course. Yeah, as of about 30 seconds ago, that gift is now also from me.
There was
Thanks, Will.
messages going back and forth. I was gonna text you, Will, but I was like, how does he not see all the things popping up on Discord?
Check your PayPal.
No, I know, I already saw it. We're good. I'm gonna end the stream though. So thanks everybody for watching.